978. Oh my God. There it is. Yeah. All right. Oh. Welcome to the Do-Over Podcast. It's your boy, Elliot James. We got Drew. Oh, we got the littlest of Laurens. Lauren.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good.
Welcome everybody to the Do-Over Podcast. A couple of things before we get started. First and foremost, new episode of Taps and Takes. Out now on YouTube.
And Predator rules.
Predator is pretty damn cool.
Predator rules.
A very spoiler-heavy episode of Taps and Takes.
We didn't care.
As is per usual.
Dude, it came out like literally 5 days prior to doing the episode.
Oh my
and we were just like, we're spoiling all of it right now. Spoiler warning. It's
been out for a week now. It's officially been out for a week now.
It is too good to not discuss.
And also,
I've seen no Predator stuff, so we're not going to start there.
You're missing out.
I know, but we're not going to start there,
and
understandably.
Like Alien, I'd be mad if you spoiled, like Romulus. Predator, it's an anthology. It's not, I'm not too offended with getting spoiled.
If you're on the Predator run, and we'll get back to what we're doing right now, but the question is this. What's the order of operations? Predator 1, obviously.
Yes.
I would say watch Predator 1.
I think you just...
Hold on. Predator 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then watch Prey.
Okay.
Then watch Predator Killer of Killers. Then if you really want to...
And then don't watch anything else.
You can watch the other Predator adjacent things. Those are the peak Predator movies. Predator 2... It's different. It's good.
It's goober.
It's good. But, dude, Predator 1 and Prey and Killer of Killers is peak Predator action, dude. It is so good.
Those three are the Trinity.
Yeah,
that's the red triangle right there.
It really
Predator.
is.
Predator 2, it's kind of goofy. AVP 1 and 2, both bad fun watches, They're both so bad that they're kind of good. And then, I think that's it, right?
What?
Alien vs. Predator 1 and Requiem, then there's...
It's Predator 1, 2, they did the AVP films.
Right.
Then they did Predators.
Right.
Okay.
And then they had The
Predator.
Which was... Just don't watch that
But
one.
the last two from Dan Trachtenberg, Prey. And, oh my God, Prey is so good. And then they did Killer of Killers recently, which is an animated film.
Okay, yeah.
It's so good.
And then they have Badlands coming out later this year.
Yeah,
so.
I wasn't sure if the one you were talking about was that one. I didn't know if it was out yet. That origin one where the CGI kind of looked a little weird on his face.
Predator Badlands is going to be the first Predator main character movie ever. Like the protagonist is a Predator. This is going to be the first one.
Yeah.
So
we are
understood.
You can tell we're very excited for that. But enough about that. Remember, Taps and Takes, not only is it just us waxing poetic about Predator, but it's also all the other nerd news, video game news,
Fest
and
stuff.
Also some outdated basketball takes and NFL news. Because when we record it, Game 3 happened, and it was a huge win for the Pacers. So you're watching this saying the Pacers are up. Elliot, I thought you were going to call them in 5. Well, I did, and now I'm wrong. So there you go.
Boom.
There you go.
Being wrong with sports betting is kind of Elliot's thing.
Yes. But also, I was totally right, though, about hockey because it's definitely going to go 7. Another overtime win for the Oilers. So Game 4 tied up 2-2.
Bat all the boobs, man. I'm not seeing any boob action at all.
Not yet.
Yeah.
When the team needs the most, they'll be there.
So also, I want to point out.
You can point something
watching live right now is my beautiful wife and my beautiful daughters watching live, so I cannot cuss or say nasty things.
Don't do that.
You don't.
I'm not.
You don't need to.
You don't need to.
You don't need
I'm
to.
not
You
going
can still
to.
be funny without it.
You
Okay.
can. You can.
I'm like yes.
Yes.
The whole show I'm going like this.
It's Drew's
Yes.
quietest episode ever.
Because he's censoring
Very
himself
much
the
so.
entire. Well, then
Indubitably.
Yeah.
All right, a couple of other things. I want to thank Grog's Traditional Irish Pub. We very much appreciate them. Sierras, we love the Sierras, all their great work that they do for us. Horn Photo, we love them. And of course, some of our newest friends over at Old Town Auto Glass, and of course, Brown's in Visalia. If you need good shoes, you go to Brown's. If you need your windshield fixed,
Old Town Auto Glass.
Old Town Auto Glass.
I want to say one other thing. I just saw this on Instagram. Horn Photo will be closed June 14th because of the planned protests that are going on.
Okay.
I talked to the people over there and they said, hey, we're all about First Amendment rights. Go ahead and protest all you want. But some people co-opt protests to do very violent things and they want to protect their business. So they will be closed. They'll be open on the 15th, the day afterwards. So,
sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. You can also give us a call at 559-403-0193. Again, that's 559-403-0193. You want to leave us a voicemail, you can do the same, and we will get to it at the end of the episode. Now, let's get in and check in with everybody. Little Lauren, it's been a hot minute since we've seen you. How have you been?
Good.
How's life? How
Busy.
are things? What's your sign?
So many.
Here we go.
What?
All right.
Oh my God, shut up.
You shut your mouth. All right. Little Lauren, how you doing?
I'm good. Busy, but
Frizzy, how's the college life treating you?
Same old. Honestly, not the most interesting. I'm not in a big college town, so a little.
Irvine's a big college town.
But it's not like a college town kind. It's not like Berkeley or like other ones where in terms it's like.
That is the town?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's very much a commuter.
Well, there's like college towns and then there's like the college town. You know what I'm saying, dog?
But it's not like. There's not a ton of UCI pride in Irvine outside of
There's no pride in Irvine? I find that hard to believe.
Not like school pride particularly. It's
There's tons of gay people though, so there's a lot of pride
that's
going
more Los
on.
Angeles.
Oh, okay.
But-
We were talking off air about Elliot's master's program, and the first thing,
Because I am a master.
the first thing Lauren said was the exact first thing I said. She's like,
How long is this one gonna take?
"Yeah, how long's this one going to take?" Because if you don't know, Elliot took 7.5 years to get his college degree. Hey,
Just 7.
but you got it.
I got
You
it.
did
You
get it.
did
I did
get
get
it.
You got it
It took
eventually.
he was on the Van Wilder track, but he got it.
But now I can't financially afford
Yeah, you can't
to
screw
mess
this one up.
So I have to essentially crush everything I do for the next year. So I got to lock in.
You're gonna lock in.
Orc, put in a little lock in meme.
Oh my God, I was telling
Oh my
Orc,
God.
I was like, "Hey man, that's kind of annoying when he does that, huh?" And he's like, I get kind of annoyed when he's like, "Orc, go ahead and put this right here," and he's like, "You're annoyed?
Fix it in post.
Well, no, I think
Fix it in post."
the funniest thing about me doing that is that Orc just doesn't do it anymore.
He'll do it
Honestly, I
sometimes.
can't blame him.
I think he does it via protest because that's a First Amendment right.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame either. But like the thing is, you got to keep asking. You don't get anything if you don't ask.
He was
Them's the
telling me.
rules.
He was telling me. He's like, I need notes because he always asks me to put things in, and I can't put them in because I have to know ahead of time what to put in.
Well, that's what the problem with Orc is. Like, we'll send him a bunch of reaction videos day of, and
Not
he's
true.
like, "Bro,"
Oh.
I send them the night
You
before.
guys.
he's like, "Bro,
This
I gotta
poor
pull
man.
these up, man.
Orc,
I'm just one man.
Orc, did
go
I
ahead and
send
put
you-
one man right here."
Or did I send it the night before? He's a liar. He's a liar.
No, I would trust Orc over you.
He's a liar. But we do have reaction roulette coming up a little later as well. I think this might be one of the best ones yet.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
is that the case, Elliot?
One of them I'm very proud of because it is a rough one.
Did you hear about one of our reaction roulettes where I had to call your mom for permission?
oh my God, yeah.
Asian
She told me-
3000?
She told me about this. She said Drew just called me and was like, "Can we steal your culture?" And then hung up after I said yes.
That works. That
Well,
works.
no.
Whatever.
If anything,
Right.
it's putting the Asian cultures because let's just call it what it is. Can we call it what it is?
You can call it what it is.
Asian people outperform everyone 10-1. All right. This is just a fact, i.e., little Lauren, Asian lady. She's half Chinese, half Filipino, and she is overachieving over everyone always. See
True.
the video that we were doing. Okay. See the video that we were doing.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I dubbed it Asian 3000, which I think more of us need to find videos of like Asian people just doing amazing feats, right?
Okay.
You know, like coffee swans,
Yeah.
how they'll do this one.
Yeah.
This dude did a lion.
Well, it's
Okay.
it was a competition.
Was
Yeah.
it?
that
Yes,
sounds
it was
about
a
right.
It was a latte lion competition, like a latte art competition.
It's
And he won.
crazy.
He won
It
for his
is-
lion. Yeah.
Again.
Absolutely insane.
Have you never heard the phrase, if you think you're good, there's always a 2-year-old in China better than you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
much.
That's just how it is.
That's
It's just
real.
how it is,
Yeah.
man.
We are cooked, fam. We are really cooked,
Yeah.
fam. But college treating you right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
How's the acting going? Are you still
busy?
Busy, right?
She does.
Can you tell us without
voice
telling
acting.
us?
Yeah, can you tell us stuff?
I've been doing a lot of student films again and other like short film stuff.
A lot of indie films.
So
see, that's very LA.
Not indie films, just like short films. Student
saw
stuff, 72-hour competition stuff.
I promised I wouldn't say what I'm going to say anyways. So I'm sorry, Mary Lee. She sent me one of Lauren's student films, and I watched it. Like, no, because I texted you afterwards.
Yeah, the one last year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Lauren is, in my opinion, out of all those people, probably the most natural out of all of them. You know, like, even when we do stuff and like we're acting, you know, it's kind of a little forced, whatever. Lauren was very natural in that everyone else was pretty like, you know, I don't know. Let's find out. You know, like there's no like just normal day-to-day cadence like we talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren she was, and I gave her a compliment because I was like, that's the best thing you can do when you're acting. If you come through in a effortless way, it's more believable.
Yeah,
right. So like I will give her credit on
natural,
that. Yeah.
But I've been doing like kind of some short films. Got to do some extra background work for a indie TV show like Pitch. We'll
Very
see.
Cool.
Can't talk too much. Contracts. Lots of NDAs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lots of NDAs.
I'd like to not get
none of your
sued.
damn business.
Does any of the projects you're working on rhyme with Schmidio Schmames?
I do have some video games I've worked on. Like one of the ones I kind of recently was able to talk about was there's this old MMORPG from like 20 years ago that still updates called Maple Story.
I know Maple Story. Played it in 5th grade.
So I was in one of the newest updates for that. That was fun.
That's cool.
That is cool.
What was your class in Maple Story? Did you ever play it?
I was an NPC. I was a side. I never played Maple Story. I didn't learn about it until I booked this job.
It was before your time.
And when I went in for the session and the director's like, yeah, this game's like over 20. I was like, yeah, it's like a year older than me.
Yeah, I was going to say that game is older than Lauren.
Her and the audio engineer both went,
get out.
They went,
get out.
They went, we didn't realize. And I went, it's fine.
No, that was, I think, because we used to have laptop class back at Maple Creek. So all of us, when we were supposed to be doing our assignments, we all just logged into Maple Story because they didn't have like blockers yet. So like there was like 5 or 8 of us just playing and doing like dungeon crawls together.
Oh, that's so funny. No, yeah. I'm like one of the new, like the newest playable character, at least as of.
Is it a mobile game now?
No, it's still a PC game, but I'm like
we got to run it back. For old time's sake.
Yeah, I'm the newest NPC's like little, the newest playable character's little NPC friend that like follows.
A part of me wants to play it now just so I can.
Just so you can hear Lauren.
I can make little Lauren my little companion.
Little NPC friend.
Little NPC on our way for adventure.
Yeah, she talks like this and she's very bright and smiley and that's like what she sounds like the whole time. Yeah, she's very cute.
Right on. Okay, very cool. Well, you're doing what a lot of people would dream to do.
Yeah.
You're a rolling Maple Story.
And just remember, when you hit it big, Lauren, 10% comes to us.
Well, hey, you're not my agent.
Without us,
I mean,
where would you be, Lauren?
My program,
that's the question.
My program does teach agency. So if you need an agent, give me a year.
Elliot, right there.
We're going places.
Hey, what if you laugh? But what if Elliot's a great agent?
No,
what if he like
a great people person
kicks down the doors?
I'm not laughing because of the idea of it. I'm just laughing at the way he said it.
You could probably negotiate his commission too because he's brand new.
5%.
Like, yeah, see, he did it himself.
5%.
Maybe he's not a great agent because like
5%.
This is one of the things I tell people.
That's half of what my current agent has.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Well, I'm new and upcoming, so I got to earn that 10%. That's fine.
The thing about being an agent, because I'm a real estate agent, right? And I remind this to people.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a secret agent.
If agents that are trying to sell your house immediately roll. Okay, what?
She's giving me the face of disappointment.
Okay, anyways, so if an agent's trying to sell, God damn it, darn it,
take those sunglasses off.
Take the glasses off. Take the glasses off.
The only people that
wear
sunglasses inside are blind people and douchebags. Take them off. Okay, he's a douchebag. Got it.
Oh, God.
You're making it mad. You got it all over your laptop.
It's my last day of freedom, guys.
You got it all over your laptop.
Anywho, what I was going to point out before Elliot interrupted me.
Where's the pointer?
Yeah, I didn't bring it today.
Can we mute his mic?
No. Unfortunately, I do not have the control over the board right now. If a real estate agent's like pitching you to sell your house and they immediately discount their commission stake, That should be a red flag.
Yeah, that means you're bad.
No. That means that if someone's trying to buy your house, they'll immediately roll over on you to try to get you to accept something lower.
Yep.
Right? I know that check seems large because it's a percentage of the overall sales price of the house. I get it. But there's a reason why you hire agents is to work on your behalf. And if an agent comes in, he's like, I'll do it for 2%. That should be a red flag because he's immediately discounting what he does, or she for that matter. So and that's the thing. I don't know if you've seen these, but a lot of it's like it's a problem. So many. They have them in Spanish now, too, by the way, because YouTube thinks I understand Spanish for some reason.
Well, I mean, we should.
Well, we should, but we don't.
We should.
It'll come on like, the little ads, and it'll be like, I will buy your house now in any state, and I'll buy it cash, and you don't have to pay commission. And people hate commissions so bad that they will accept like 30% under market value on their home because they're getting manipulated by the public. Listen. If you hire a real estate agent, you're going to, on average, make like 16% more than what you would do if you sold it to a direct cash buyer. So just letting you know, the commission is offset by the more money that you make. It's just a state of affairs, my man. So here, let's go back to what we were talking about. Elliot.
All right, 7%.
There you go.
Well, I mean, I think it was Entourage. I think that's where 5% came. I think he was 5%.
10.
It was 10?
I think most agents
are 10%.
10%.
And
See, I'm still learning.
And most studios and companies, when you work with them and you book, or not book, but you do stuff through your agent, whether it's booking or scheduling through your agent, looping an agent in somewhere in there, they will add an additional 10% of the regular pay for your agent. So that way it doesn't come out of your check.
Nice. See,
that's cool that they do that.
We're learning.
Some studios, not everyone, but a good chunk that I have worked with or auditioned for do. They say, oh yeah, if you want to loop your agent in. Like Maple Story did that, which was really nice. So
Maple Story's super chill.
Maple Story was super chill.
Are you making enough money from these gigs that you can kind of live a little comfortably in a college?
Can have a little fun money?
Well, I'm very, very lucky, and my family very much helps me pay for my apartment and stuff like that, and like essentials. But I do make a decent amount of money, enough certainly to cover like fun and groceries and whatnot, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I just try to be very sparing with what I do.
That's good.
Yeah, but
you gotta
like
put it in the stonks.
The experience you're getting and like the networking that you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. That's so
valuable.
much more valuable.
Yeah.
Because it does help, actually. It does help a lot when I go, oh, hey, I'm applying for these things. And they'll be like, oh, we recognize you from XYZ. Yeah.
Right. Or oh, we worked with Lauren. She was so easy to work with.
Funny thing about XYZ, I also did, the whole alphabet on top of that. Not to toot my own horn. You might recognize me. I was Maple Story.
Oh, yeah. Me, I was NPC, fun person.
Maple Story? Yeah, I was Maple. It was my story.
That's stupid. What are we doing here? Okay, I'm going to talk about.
Well, we're talking. We're very proud.
We're going to come back. Okay,
we have to go back.
I want to do an impression.
You can do an impression
since they're not here of the Girls' podcast.
Oh, okay.
Okay. First and foremost, let me just qualify. I love these two women. I think they're great, and I love that they have a Girl Talk podcast. The first few episodes was like
sus.
The first few episodes, was dealing with the mans and stuff and like doing things and what would you like girl stuff.
Sure.
The last couple of episodes have devolved into, and this is almost a direct quote. Okay. I think it's like ignorant if you don't believe in shape-shifting lizard people. And then Jess was like, yeah, oh, I know, huh? Yeah. And then the last episode was UFOs built the pyramids. And it's like turning into a conspiracy show. Like it went from
it's gonna be a true crime show,
dude. And then true crime next week. It like legit went from we're talking about our men and like crazy stories about men to like conspiracy hour, like the shape-shifting human people. So what I would say is this is my argument. Okay, So you know how you hear about the lizard people? If you look at the lizard people conspiracy corners, it's nutty. Vice did a documentary about it. It's crazy. However, I will say this. It is possible, but not probable. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at how evolution has made all different subspecies of root species, and like, yeah, they'll be like the same kind of animal in two different parts of the world, but they evolve differently. Like one will have like a longer tail, or like their joints are different. They're the same.
We came from fish.
Well, my point in all of this is that, but human beings are genetically almost identical. We have different features like skin tone, or like the shape of our nose, or, you know, our eye color. Like there's differences, but like there's no human beings with tails living in trees. You know what I mean? Like all of our root, wherever we came from, we have different, but our species are largely identical to one another. So seeming that we're all the same, it's hard for me to believe that there's like a super advanced lizard species lurking around that can morph into looking like a human.
Lizards aren't even our closest genetic relatives in terms of non-human species.
Yeah, would it be a mouse?
You know what?
Monkeys are close.
I thought like monkeys are closer, but mouses are pretty close
Mice
too.
are really close. Anything that's a mammal is for the most part
really close.
Usually a lot closer than anything that is a reptile, because reptiles don't have warm blood.
You know what I thought?
That's the biggest
I don't
thing.
know if you guys ever watched it. It was a Netflix show. It got 2 seasons and then they canceled it. It's called, like, I think it's called The Inside Job.
I know of it. I know a good chunk about it.
And there's an episode where like the elites are in fact lizard people, and they do like a lizard people gala.
Yep.
And like one of the new guys is like trying to impress his old college buddies who turn out to be lizard people. And it's a very underrated show.
It's so clever.
It's too
such
bad.
A clever show.
It deserved a 3rd season for sure, but it was pretty damn good, and it just reminded me so much like Jack Black, lizard guy.
You should totally look at the Lizard People Conspiracy Corner documentary. There was like murders in it, because there was like 2 people that were basically beefing, that were like the head lizard people conspiracy theorists, and like they were beefing, and then like a murder happened. Like it's bonkers.
Well, there are those people, and you see that like the people that, you know, get heavily tattooed and do the slit tongue, or like the forked tongue. So like maybe those are, and here I'll go conspiracy, I'll go tinfoil hat with you. Maybe the lizard people bring those people as like decoys. It's like, oh, look, they're just crazy into tattoos, and you know, they tattooed their eyes black so they look more lizardy, you know, but secretly there are lizard people, and they're just throwing you off their scent.
What do you think? What do you think the percentage of probability is that there's lizard people that have infiltrated our society that is running the world? What do you think that out of all the possibilities?
0.00003%.
What about you?
Very, 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 very low.
Yeah. I would say
I won't say 0.
No, I won't say
it's not 0.
I won't say 0. I would say I would give it a 1 to 3% margin that's accurate. That is a real thing, because there could, I mean, like if you look at like the super depths of the ocean and how just old our world is, I'm not going to like discredit that there can't be other intelligent species on our planet that we don't even know about. Like, I'm not going to discredit that. I'm going to say it's highly unlikely, right? And if there is any other intelligent life forms, it's probably, I would say aliens living in the ocean, because they can bend gravity, is more plausible. I would give that like a 20%, if not higher, probability.
So you think aliens are more likely than lizard people?
Yes.
So aliens are like in Atlantis.
Yeah. Well, because if you look at it, like if they can bend gravity, right? Yeah. They could go to they
could do whatever they want, pretty much.
They could do anything they want. They could go to the darkest depths of the ocean and be absolutely not affected by it. And if you're on Earth and you're trying to not be seen, you got to go where they can't be seen. That would make sense.
Yeah.
I would give it a 20 to 30% probability. But the idea of like lizard people that can shed skin and morph, you know, I don't currently.
to any of our knowledge, have anything that can shapeshift like that.
No.
There's nothing even remotely close to
there was that guy in X-Files. He was kind of slippery.
No.
He slipped through stuff.
If you look at some of the things that like cephalopods can do, and like it is impressive. They can change the texture, color.
Yeah, but it's not completely changing their shape.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But I'm saying like that evolutionary kind of response means that it's possible.
It is. I just don't know to what extent.
Yeah. But I just say watching it was like the way they said it was the funny part, because like this is the way we're talking about it.
Dead serious?
No, it was like no, like I think it's ignorant if you say that like shape-shifting lizard people aren't real. And then Jess was like, no, it's totally.
I mean, it's got us talking though.
It got
us talking. You know,
I would rather, and you know me, I just hope aliens are real because I want to meet them and I want to talk to them. I want to ask them about space. I want to say, what else is out there? Do you have the first thing I would ask an alien? Wait, hold on. Here's a prompt.
What's up?
What's the first thing that you would ask an alien? I'm going to start.
Do you speak English?
Okay, I'll come to you.
Okay.
That's usually what happens when I say I'm going to start, and then you go next.
It's okay. I thought I'd take over.
Anyways, so I would ask them if they have movies. Do you have movies? Like, do you make TV shows? What's their culture
what if
like,
Alien
dude?
was like that insufferable, one of those insufferable, like, we don't have
like the Film Bros.
No, not even that. But like, we don't even have a television in our homes.
Yeah. Oh my God, those people suck.
Get out of here! Like,
those people are the worst.
We would get real racist to aliens real fast if that was how they started. Oh, we don't actually watch anything. We're too involved in our community.
I have had friends that are like, we don't put TVs in the bedroom because it will make you lazy. I'm like, no.
But have you watched your favorite show in bed? Because
it's great.
It's pretty damn good.
It's so good.
It's way better than the couch.
Yeah, it's so good, dude.
Yeah, we got ourselves a little stand-up. We call it a Karen because it looks like Karen from SpongeBob, the little giant monitor. Yeah. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Got a PlayStation connected to it, a little Xbox, the new Switch 2. We're going to get to that in a second.
We're going to get to that, dude. Yeah.
But
sorry, I had to remember which one was Karen because I wasn't allowed
Plankton's
to watch
wife.
SpongeBob. The
what
TV.
A nerd.
We've talked about this.
Yeah. We talked about it.
But you know so much.
I got it mixed up with Pearl. I got it mixed up with Pearl for a minute.
Hang on a second.
What's up?
So you were allowed to read comic books at a young age, right?
Some of the more mature ones I snuck in there.
Okay. But your parents were like, you know what?
It was my father.
That goofy sponge, no shot. He's a bad influence on my baby girl.
My dad.
Foot down.
My dad went, you're not allowed to watch SpongeBob. It'll make you stupid.
No, this is Patrick.
And I went,
to their credit,
okay,
you did turn out pretty damn smart. So,
but think about how much smarter she could have been. Plankton went to college.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but Plankton's not the main character.
But he's the smartest character.
He is, but
him and
he's
Sandy.
But he's not there all the time.
Because he's too busy scheming.
Exactly.
It's all about that scheme.
What about you? What's the first thing you'd ask an alien? Like if like they came down completely peaceful and they were just like, Lauren, we have picked you to communicate with. What would ask us anything? What would you ask them?
I would just ask them to like tell me about themselves. I'm boring. I just feel like, can you tell me more about like
are you interested in like their society? I would be interested in their society because I have a theory that if aliens got so advanced that they could interstellar travel, that means that they have evolved out of things like war and infighting, and you would have to, unless they were like a dominant species and just killed everyone.
Yeah, they could be the Viltrumites and we're cooked.
But I feel like they would have to evolve past that to make it that far in an evolutionary track.
I'd want to know about their society, maybe about like their technology. Like that's part of it. That's all part of it. That's why I'm like, I'd just be curious. Yeah,
I would be curious too. What about you?
I feel like I'd be probably opening up with some small talk. You know, how was the commute? You know, is there anything over at Mars? You know, I mean, that's like our neighbor.
How do you know they're from Mars?
I'm asking. They probably flew past it.
You would want to know the secrets, man. Like, what is out there? How many intelligent species are there?
Yeah, but it's like,
that you know
when
of?
you go to like a family reunion and your family immediately ask you all the heavy questions right off rip, and you're like, God, I don't want to deal with this.
No, well,
you got to ease them into this, you know?
Drew said, like, if they just are like, ask us anything. You don't need to start with small talk if they say ask us anything.
Yeah, they're saying ask us anything. Like, could you be like, hey, can you cure diseases? Like, can you cure human diseases? Like, what do you know about us?
I might ask,
or you could be like, what do you want to know about us?
Yeah, I might ask, why'd you come to us?
Yeah, why us?
I don't know if you're seeing what's going on right now. We've got a lot of nonsense.
We're super early in our like intelligent development, and we're already on the track to like blow ourselves up and get overrun by AI like, very early on.
You know that episode of South Park? Well, you wouldn't know this, Lauren, but you know that episode of South Park
watches it,
way back in the day where they found out like Earth was a reality TV show? And it was like the universe's favorite TV show.
That would make sense.
I feel
that's
like
what keeps us safe.
I feel like
that's how we lasted this long.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's essentially how they would view us. They'd be like, guys, how do you go on with all this crazy nonsense?
If you think about like what humans do and how we are governed and the horrible wars and just horrible things that just people day to day can do, like throwing, you know, it's my girls are watching, so I'm not gonna, but it's like there's horrible things that happen all the time.
Sure.
I don't think any intelligent race would be like, oh, I want to go visit those people. You know what I mean? Like, like if
we would be travel banned.
If an alien came down,
there was a galactic, if there was like a galactic union, they'd be like, travel danger, Earth.
Imagine if an alien came down here and was like, guys, look, we exist. We're completely peaceful. We want to help you advance as a society. We have no ulterior motives. If you want us to leave, we would. Like, completely just chill.
The first question would be like, do you have oil?
No, it would be like 1 billion people in this world would immediately want to destroy all of them immediately.
Yeah.
And then all these super religious people will be like, it's the devil. You know what I mean? Because it hurts their religious beliefs. Yeah, it would turn into chaos.
I've seen enough Independence Day to know what's going down.
Well,
Johnny, get the biplane.
I really do believe that's why the government has not declassified the existence of aliens for 2 reasons. One, they want the tech and they don't want other countries to know that they're in hold of advanced tech like that.
Maybe.
And 2, I don't think they want to cast the world into chaos, because the moment it's verified, like without a shadow of a doubt, the government's like, yeah, they exist. We have them here. Here's pictures of it. Or here's an interview with one. Like the moment that happens, the world is going to go into chaos. Absolute chaos.
I mean, we're on the precipice of that anyway.
We're always on the precipice of that.
Yeah, well, we'll hear in a second with
wait
news.
For Drew's news.
Yeah, wait. I don't know if you've been on the internet for the last 8 hours, but some major things happen. Yeah. Anyway, you brought up technology, so let's bring it back. Homeland, home planet.
All right.
Switch 2. Have you unboxed it yet?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Dude, yes.
It took me. He was literally talking about it.
We're warming in. We're going into that.
I know.
Okay, so yes, the answer is yes.
Okay. First initial thoughts.
I love it. Like, here's the thing, man. The Switch 1 was a potato from the start. This is probably going to be an outdated potato in a year or 2, but the thing is that comparatively speaking to the original Switch, it's snappier, it's faster, it feels better in the hands.
It's the perfect size.
The screen is finally up to like a current standard, because even when the original Switch came out, the screen was not even at like a current standard. So you can do 1080, 120 FPS on the Switch handheld. It pushes out 4K without any hiccups at all. And it looks beautiful.
Like Mario Kart looks gorgeous.
It's so clean. And did you get a Pro controller?
No. Okay. I just used the normal. I got to check and see, because I have like the GameCube controller that you could use for Switch 1. I'm going to see if you can connect that.
It may, but the Pro controller is such a step up from the last generation's Pro controller. I think it's awesome. I don't want to sing its praises yet, because as cool as Mario Kart is, I played it for like an hour the other day. Mm-hmm. As cool as it is not necessarily like the thing that I would be wanting to buy a console for.
I feel like you got to play it online only. Yeah. And do like, because I've seen it, it's like races up to 24 people. So it's just chaos, you know, which sounds fun. I feel
Fun
like
at first.
I feel like if you don't play it right off rip, you aren't going to be good, and all these kids are going to get crazy good fast.
They're going to get good, but still, it's like Mario Kart. I associate Mario Kart more with like, being a kid, like
playing with your buddies.
It's
like over at the house.
It's like a kid game. But Donkey Kong, when Donkey Kong comes out, that's when I'm going to really see like how deep it can go.
Yeah.
And then I did buy the HD upgrade for Tears of the Kingdom, and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
It looks so good, and it runs so well.
No, I love that I was able to move all of my stuff from the old Switch to the new Switch without any issue. Yeah, so that was really nice for sure. Me and Lady Jams played Mario Kart together the other night, and it was
that's cool.
So clean.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, and I do have to get a Mario. I have Jamboree. I've been itching to play with the buddies because Dirty Mike's missus kicked our butts.
Did she?
Did
she?
There's like a mall like board that you play.
Gosh,
oh yeah, I know the mall board.
She went around the mall, I think 4 times in like
I
a
love
15
Mario Party.
Like Mike got around it once or so. I never got off the ground floor.
That's
low
just
rolls,
sad.
cursed dice. I got clobbered. I hated it, and I try not to show my competitive
He
like.
gets so mad at Mario Party.
Can I clobber him at Mario Party? I want to play.
I'd be down. I'd be down.
He's a sucker for punishment. This guy.
He
Like,
is.
Well,
you know what I don't like about Mario Party? All the comeback mechanics on it are built to frustrate you.
Yeah.
Like you could be last place and just like
Yeah.
do good in the last 2 things and get lucky,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you win. I think that's kind of garbage. That's like kind of garbage.
well, I mean, the thing is,
it's also a game that children play.
you don't.
That's my point.
But you
That's where I
also-
struggle with Nintendo.
But you also don't. You also don't know what the bonus stars are.
Yeah,
So you could
yeah.
be playing like, oh, I'm going to be the.
Nothing could matter.
Exactly. You could be doing something thinking you're crushing it, and then all of a sudden you get 3 random like event stars that go to somebody else. Like,
yeah,
It's just so much fun to watch the chaos, though.
it
I
is.
think it's fun to get
I
people
like-
mad. It's like the
love-
Uno. It's the Uno effect.
I
It is.
love Uno.
Because you like pissing people off.
Yeah, it
I
is the
do.
crash out game of Nintendo.
Oh, I love watching people crash out. I just have a good time.
There's something sadistic about Lauren that like
she likes to see people suffer.
she really does like.
It's the same way I like Mario Kart. I just like watching people get hit with shells.
You're one of those people that.
What's your deal,
No.
dude?
She's one of those. No, I know what her.
Yeah.
She's one of those people that waits in like 8th place for the whole race.
No.
Saves a blue shell.
No.
And then gets like 3 red
I
shells, throws it, watches him blow up, and then specifically hits the guy that's been in first all game.
Yeah.
No,
She
I'm-
might get 7th,
Well-
but she's making sure he gets 8th.
Yeah, wait. Here's the other thing.
I'm the one that's in first that happens to.
This is
actually.
what I'm talking about. Some of the comeback mechanics in Nintendo games are completely trash. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
blue
that was
shell
frustrating.
is trash. Now,
No.
I'm not talking about local business, Blue Shell Gaming. 2 thumbs up. I'm talking about the blue shell as a mechanic is garbage.
Well,
That
they've
you
nerfed
could be
it big time
Dude,
nowadays.
that you could be leading the pack the whole time, and then just some rando can get one thing that will just kill you at the end is not fair. That's not fair.
I hate when it happens to me, but I love when I do it to other people.
I know.
No, but
It's
that's like
satisfying, but it's not.
it's one
not
of the
fair,
it's
dude.
one of the most iconic items, weapons in video game history. How can you not have a little soft spot for the blue shell?
God, it's just kind of fun.
And also, whenever you get hit with a blue shell,
Dude,
it's
you
all-
get so mad.
that, and there's always like a chain reaction of sadness.
oh yeah,
Because then people gain up, and then they do, oh, I could just pass you, or I could throw this green shell at you.
Yeah.
Or I could throw this banana right in front of you.
Question
Answer.
is, I don't know, because I've been so far removed from Mario Kart for like a decade plus.
Mhm.
okay.
Is there a way to combat the blue shell? Like if you
Yes,
have a
yes,
green
there
shells around you, does
No,
it hit
no.
the
That
green
one
shell?
doesn't.
So what you need
so
to
it's
do
the
is
sound box. That little sound box.
so
thing
there's
that
like
you
a
get.
boom box in a
Yeah.
sense. So if it's coming at you, you can
You
like
hit it.
shake it off.
And
No way.
Or-
it destroys any shell, including the blue one.
Or what you can do in this one, from what I've noticed, is if you have a mushroom, you have to time this perfect. And right as the blue shell's dropping, you got to speed up past
Oh,
it.
that's
So you
brilliant.
speed past the explosion.
Oh, that's
and then in some of them,
incredible.
if you go fast enough, you can outpace it, and then it will just die
or
out.
if you have a star.
Mhm.
Okay.
The star.
Okay,
beats
so
pretty much
basically,
anything that
if
hits you.
you're leading the pack, you need to just try to hold on to something to combat
Yes.
it so you don't get screwed
That's
at the
exactly
end.
what I
Yeah.
do. If
Yeah.
I get a little boombox, I do not use it until close to the end.
Got it.
If I get it early on, I just hold it the whole time.
It is
It's
good
worth
though.
it. It's
I would
worth it.
say this iteration of Mario Kart is probably the most interesting thing that they've done with Mario Kart since Double Dash.
God,
So
Double Dash was fun too.
it's so fun. Well, and like they switched up the mechanics a little bit.
And
like,
so was the first Wii's Mario Kart. That I was religious with that
Yeah.
game for a long
But-
time.
I do like where it's going. And from what I hear, I'm not going to buy Street Fighter 6 again, but because I played on PC.
Yeah.
I hear the Switch version of Street Fighter 6 is the best console version of the game. That, as a matter of fact, if they just got like a grip of Switch 2s, you could run very, very clean tournaments with Switch 2s playing Street Fighter 6 because the version of the game comes with everything.
Yeah.
It's $70, comes with all the DLC characters, it comes with all the outfits, and it's kind of like, and it's super
$70,
snappy.
I hope so.
Dude, it's no, man, like Street Fighter 6, I'm in $170
You're in deep.
because you bought it for 70. The first season 1 DLC pass was $50. The second season DLC pass was $50. So
Sheesh.
yeah. But like, dude, I'm okay supporting Capcom.
wants your money.
I'm okay supporting Capcom doing that because it's a good product. If it was
Yeah.
trash, I
Yeah.
wouldn't,
Yeah.
I get you.
And you get
I get it,
everything.
yeah.
Like with
Mhm.
$50, you get every single character, which they sell for about $8 a pop, and the outfits. So it's like, and it's
I
5
get it,
characters
yeah.
per season. So,
Well, let's move on to the notes because we have a lot of stuff to get to.
dude, we have our guests waiting.
Do we?
Yeah, we have our guests waiting.
Oh, well, let's bring in these goofy goobers.
Okay. So Elliot, you're hosting. So you take us to the break, and I'm gonna step out because we have 2 Jasons coming in.
We do. We got the Jays.
And they got big giant beards. So like the beards are gonna take up a lot of
They
space.
look like-
It's so intimidating.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. So, all right. Well, our guests are here. Let's bring in the guests. We'll take 5, and we will come back with more tomfoolery. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, it's here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's about to get hot in the Central Valley. So how are we gonna survive? I got some steps for you. 1, tan. You don't want to look pasty. 2, make sure you wear lighter clothes. And 3, make sure you have comfortable feet. Let them doggies breathe. So that means you have to go to Brown Shoe Fit Co. in downtown Visalia, right in the corner of Main and Locust, and ask for Josh. He's gonna sit you down. He's gonna give you that customer service that you cannot get ordering things on a phone, and know your budget, know your needs, and get you the exact right thing. Josh knew I had really bad foot pain. He got me some Hokas, and no joke, my foot pain's gone. Brown Shoe Fit Co. is a big time supporter of the Do Over podcast, so we support them, and you should as well. Again, downtown Visalia, tell them that the Do Over sent you.
We're back. Thank you so much for joining us today on this beautiful Friday morning. But right now, little Lauren,
Yes.
the Laurenest of all Laurens, we've got very special guest.
Oh, we do.
That's made it very easy for me to remember because we got the 2 Jays.
That's right.
We got the
That's
Jaybirds. We've got Jason and Jason.
Yes.
Here from Summer Fox Brewing, one of the best breweries in Fresno, CA. Guys, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
What
Thank
a
you
dramatic
very much.
pause. Now, we've got some grade A beards going on. I wish you guys had told me. I would have grown all 3 of my hairs out before. But, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just do
I don't have one either. We're in it together.
birds of a feather.
Well, I don't have any facial.
Look at that, man. How long does that take to grow out?
This has been
3 weeks.
I just added water
Half an
yesterday.
hour. I just flexed my chin. Just gave him one of those.
I ate a steak.
No, this is probably a 12-year in work, but not touched for about 12
I
months.
gotta say, I don't know if I believe you. I feel like you're one of those when you're like just thinking, you're deep in thought, you do the whole like,
Actually, I do that.
the grand
every day.
schemer. Yeah, right on. Well, guys, how we doing? How's your Friday the 13th going? Good luck, I hope.
It is starting out fantastic. Obviously, here, amazing, right?
Right.
We did a little news thing this morning too, so that was fun. Yeah.
All right, little flex there. All right. Well, and I see you brought, I'm hoping they're gifts or maybe they're props or maybe you're just really thirsty because it looks like we got some grade A Summer Fox Teddy Brewskis in the building.
We brought them. It's funny because Jay texted me like, "Hey, did you did you bring beer? And I was delayed on my response, and I said, yep. And then he went and got beer too. So we got double the beer.
We covered it. Covered all
Darn.
the bases.
Oh no. What are we going to do with all 9 of these
Whatever
beers?
will he do?
I don't know how we're going to manage, you know.
Oh,
but we'll get to the beer in a second. But we wanted to bring you guys in because you guys have been some busy bees. You've been some busy foxes, you know, some foxy fellas, if you will, because there's not just one Summer Fox. There's not just 2 Summer Fox.
Right.
But that's right. We're now with our 3rd Summer Fox. You got yourself a little pack of Summer Foxes around here.
Yeah, we got a little Trinity going on, right?
The holiest of trinities, I'd imagine. So let us know where those locations are.
We have our original brewery in Fresno. So on Santa Fe. So go west on Herndon, turn left on Milburn, and boom, right there.
Next to the railroad.
Next to the railroad.
I know it very well. I'm
Yes.
very familiar with it.
And then Clovis and Gettysburg, Clovis Brewery. And then as of, guess what, drumroll, today, grand opening in the Tower District.
Hey, congratulations, you guys.
Thank you so
Congratulations.
much.
We got ourselves a brand new Summer Fox location. Let's see if I got this. Yeah. All right. Very cool. Congratulations. So, how long did this take to really get set up? So, were you guys planning on always having a 3rd location? Has this been an easy kind of thing to get set up? Or, because I know getting a brand new bar is never really easy. So how's that process been for you guys when you're already juggling 2 very successful breweries?
Right. It came easier for us because we didn't have to start.
Right.
But, you know, our a little short backstory, you know, Jay Gray and I owned Grayview Brewing before. And about 10 months ago, we merged with Summer Fox and Intergalactic. And now we have, like, under the Summer Fox umbrella, 3 brand names. And that was always part of the plan. Was the former owners were already on the tower thing, and so we walk in and we're like, oh yeah, we're definitely joining that. And you know, this is a place that's near and dear to Jay and I's heart, the old Club Fred building, Audie's Olympic. You know, it's got a lot of history, and we're going to continue that the bands and everything that it always had, just to get that vibe going again. It's a place where I played in the 90s and had just a blast.
Well, and Tower is such a special place in Fresno. I feel like it really is the epicenter of fun. And now that you guys kind of are running like a triangle offense right now, because you've got Fresno covered, you've got Clovis covered, and now you've gotten the hottest of hot spots, because you guys are dead set in that Tower strip, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right on Van Ness. We actually named a beer Van Ness Village.
That's right.
Oh,
in
okay.
honor of our neighborhood.
Well, I'm glad you brought up naming beer, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a bit of a marketing genius, you know, a bit of an advertiser connoisseur,
Let's
if you
hear
will.
it.
Oh, dear.
So, like, how would one go to get a beer named after them?
First of all, talk to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because right off rip, Brewer E, and it's a capital E at the end. You know, you make it a sour, because I'm not everybody's cup of tea, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I like sours, but, you know, we throw it in there anyway.
There you go.
You know, I want somebody to take a sip and get that funk, you know, that,
What kind of fruit you want in
Funky
that sour?
yeah, a little funk. You know, I think we hit them with a little citrus, maybe a little tropical breeze, a little coconut, a little citrus, a little sweet, a little sour.
Yeah, a little cocktail of sours.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Yeah.
now we're cooking here. We're
Sounds
cooking
like
with
you've
gas.
thought about this a bit.
Me? Think
Yeah.
about alcohol? Come on, guys. I mean, what are we doing here? We're just brainstorming. We're just
Right.
yucking it up.
Yeah, he just came up with this right now.
Yeah, just right off rip, you know? Lil Lauren, are you excited to turn 21 and have your first beer?
I feel like I'm getting fed answers. Yeah, sure.
I would never, you know? Sure, we just have 2 incredibly successul beer masters,
right.
you know? I mean,
I don't know. I'm scared if I will like the taste or not. That's why.
Are there
When
any
is said
questions? Like, can we warn you before 21? Or,
because
how
I
do
don't
we
know what to
prepare you?
expect. Because I don't know what to expect.
Okay.
You've never tasted any beer in your life?
No.
That's
well,
amazing.
I mean, like,
she's not like
Yeah.
us. It was like 13 when we had our first Teddy Brew. Cheers.
Yeah, I don't think I've maybe had a tiny taste, but I can't recall.
Right.
Well, I would say the best way to do it is like a flight, maybe.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm not saying chug the flights, but I'm saying, you know, they can be like your wine tastings, your beer tasting. You give it a little, you wish it around a little bit.
You're
You
saying
see
it's
it.
like I've had wine as well.
Okay. You know, I'm just saying, you know, of wine tastings though.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Yes.
So maybe you smell a Oh, you know, and maybe it's got a rich aroma, you know, and
Okay.
you swish it around. You could even do the little, don't do it at Summer Fogs, but do a little
swish and spit.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
swish and
Yeah.
spit. You know, see
All
what's
right.
for you. What are
Yeah.
your guys' beer of choice?
I would like a flight of 24 beers, please.
I'd like a flight
Taste
of
them
all
all.
of them.
Yeah.
So when you guys are, because you guys brought some beer,
Yes, sir.
are these like your 4 favorite, or are these some that you think are crowd pleasers? What, when it comes to Summer Fox beer, what is the one that you feel stands out above the rest?
Right now, for me, because summer and all that
Right.
is Van Ness Village. It's just a really nice hoppy forward pale ale, and it's got just the great, like a lower ABV than some of our IPAs, but it has that full flavored IPA thing. And I'm an IPA boy.
You're an
all the way.
IPA guy?
Yeah.
So you enjoy not enjoying beer. Okay.
I like lagers too. I mean, you know,
Oh, you're so judgmental.
sorry.
Jeez.
Yeah,
But
he
you know-
is.
whoa. IPAs in me have had a love-hate relationship. I think IPAs can be a little intimidating for the average beer drinker.
Yeah.
And I think there's only been one that's really stood out through time, and it's not even made anymore. So it's like, so there are no IPAs. So I'm still looking.
What was it?
Yeah.
It was a Riley's beer. It was their birthday
Okay,
stout.
okay.
It was a
Oh, my
9%
goodness.
chocolate cake stout.
Ooh,
I love
what's
me.
your-
It's fantastic.
Well, I mean, we have a stout here that you might fall in love with.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
I'm ready for love. You know, I'm ready for love. And I'm hoping you guys brought my Cinderella.
Yeah.
This is a 10-ounce can of love for you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, come on.
What is that? The G spot right there?
Well,
I've
I mean,
heard
it's
that
been-
before.
yeah.
So what about you? I don't want to call you other Jason because I feel like that diminishes Jason.
No. It's kind of fun. I'm going to digress and not answer your first question. Talk about the Jays a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
And prior to that, you know, you said we had this trifecta,
Mhm.
Clovis and Fresno
Right.
now Tower. And so every spot has its own personality. So we're trying to figure out what is Fresno, what is Clovis, and especially now Tower.
Right.
And, you know, being now that we're Summer Fox corporate umbrella with Grayview and Intergalactic,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, we're the Foxes, you know, Summer Foxes, but where do Foxes live?
Burrows?
In a hole?
In a den.
Ah, I mean that makes sense. Fox.
And
Den.
so it's the Fox Den. So we coined this kind of, we are the den of friends.
I love that.
Isn't that fun?
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's
And
fun.
so-
I
That's
love that.
great.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
See, I feel like there's a beer in that right there.
I don't disagree. Yeah.
Mm.
So the den of friends can be the three of our name brands working together collaboratively.
Yeah, you got to put that on a T-shirt ASAP.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then obviously all of our patrons and members, hey, when you come to our place, you're in the den of friends.
So you guys do like a company membership.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Big J?
Oh, we have for $499 a year, you could have a free beer every day in a member's mug, and it's 18 ounces, 20 ounces, something like
I
that.
think
It's a big
20 ounce.
It's a big
Okay.
beer
It's a nice
All right.
little
Yeah.
mug.
every day, and then you get your pints after that are $5, and that's the first tier, and then there's other tiers if you want to take home beer versus drink it at the bar.
So you would have, in a sense, you would save money having beer every day.
Yeah, it's like $3,800 worth of beer for $500.
$500.
Jeez.
Now that's assuming you come every day, but
I mean, I ain't
It's-
a quitter.
yeah,
You know.
I'm just supporting the den.
even if you come several times a week, not every day, that second pint at $5 is ridiculously
Versus
priced.
$8. Yeah.
So
That's good.
it's a great deal. We wanted to make it such a great deal that you can't say no.
Well, and also, like, I'm a sucker for anything that's catchy, and to be a part of the den of friends, it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like a super friend.
Aw.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, with the den of friends,
Right.
like it'd be hard to pass that up, you know?
Right.
The next tier we got to do is start giving you a loan option so you can pay it in monthly increments.
Yeah.
For 12 months, you and just $69.99, you too can find yourself the number one friend in the
Yeah.
den of friends. They give you like a fox pelt.
We do have a lifetime one. It's like
Yeah.
$5,000. We actually have 2 members.
Mhm.
$5,000. They could forever.
Yep. For life,
Forever
as long as
life.
we're open.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
So
would
what
be
is that? Hang on, I
forever.
gotta know what comes with the lifetime membership.
Beer every day
For life.
For life.
Damn, that's sweet. No need to twist my arm. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. Now, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the beer you brought in, because you brought in, I believe one is a wizard. I think some of them are Lone Rangers. I feel like that guy right on top, that little cherry on top, that little black cherry on top.
Is it calling your name?
I don't know if it's called, but it's got that mystique to it, you know? So why don't you go down the list of your 4 that you guys brought and tell us a little bit something special about them.
Alrighty. Well, on top here is our Dark Dynasty, which originally we called it Salty Goat because we actually brewed it with oyster shells.
Really?
And this time we did not do the oyster shells, and we bourbon barrel aged it for a year. So it's a really special beer. It, I believe, is 11.1%, and it's delicious. It's not a pastry stout or a stout that's too mouthy, let's say. So it's got a nice thin mouthfeel, but everything you'd want out of a imperial bourbon barrel aged stout.
Tastes like bourbon.
Ooh.
It's lovely.
Okay. So that would be for like your bourbon lovers, you know, they come, they have a little bit of that bad boy and having a good time.
Dip your cigar in it and, you know, whatever you want to do. It's lovely.
It's taken me about my entire life because I never really liked the smell of like tobacco smoke, but we've been doing at my work, there's an old fashioned with cigar smoke kind of like infused into it. And I've fallen in love with the smell of cigar smoke. So to have like a cigar-esque or a cigar pairing with your beer sounds incredible to me.
It will play well together.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
what else do we got?
I believe
Should
we
have
have
Coconut Decay?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
that'd be
this is-
great.
Coconut Decay, for those who are not like the biggest IPA drinkers or beer lovers, this has a little coconut flavor, very summery. It's made with a base Blondel, and then we add coconut to it. That's my wife's number one beer right there.
Yeah.
You know,
Jenny loves that.
I mean, it's fine that you brought up your wife because I was about to say that sounds like that one's calling my name.
Yeah.
I love a good, I love a good summer vibe. I love a blonde. We all love a good blonde, I'd imagine. So, you know, a blonde golden ale, coconut decay. I mean, that sounds like a little day vacay if you think about it. And boom, I could have 3 or 4 of those bad boys.
And you can. Yes.
You still can at the new tower location. Right. Right on, man. Right on. Now, what about this Joy Tone Hazy we got here?
Oh my goodness. I believe that is probably one of our better, not bestsellers, and our flagship New England Hazy. It's delicious.
Okay, so
juicy,
that's
tropical, and I think it's the ABV. Shoot. Is it about
it's up there.
7?
Yeah.
So it packs a nice little punch too, but you have 3 or 4 of those, then get a cab.
Yeah, 7 on the nose. See, you're
there we
good.
go.
spot on. He knows ball. Come on now. Now, the one that I feel like has been just staring at me.
Is it this one?
It's this one. Yeah, it's this Peach Wizards hat. So,
so cute.
another IPA, and you guys seem to be crushing IPAs when it comes to Summer Fox. So can you tell us a little bit about this magical Peaches Wizard hat?
I'd be happy to. It is
It's a revolving series of hazies. Yes.
Yeah. And it's wonderfully flavored with peach. It's tart. It's crisp. Again, I would have to guess and look at the ABV.
Right around the 7 again, right? 7.5.
Oh, it is 7.5. So it's
Yeah.
got a nice. Oh, pardon me.
Unbelievable.
I know. I didn't
He's
turn my
on
ringer off.
He's on the news. He's on the news, and now he's big time.
Yeah. Right. Right.
My day job's calling.
Oh, no.
But it is like Big J said, it's a revolving hazy with different fruits that our head brewer Alex has come up with, and it's lovely. I think actually this is the last can we have. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Last can we
honored to
had
share it
the
with
peach. We had the strawberry before that. We go through the fruits.
Do you mind if I ask? So I know you guys are a beer brewery. Do you guys do seltzers, or do you guys do like beer cocktails, or is it just strictly like your beers, your IPAs, your blonde sours, pilsners?
Ooh, yeah, that's a great question.
It's a great segue.
Yeah, seltzers. We do some craft seltzers. We have a seltzer base that we also have flavors you can mix with, but we also do other seltzers. Recently, Mr. Gray put together a nice one.
It is called the Jamaica Cream. So using hibiscus flower and vanilla.
Wow.
It's beautifully blush in color, light, not too heavy. We have a lot of seltzers in the valley. We did not want to compete with another really heavy ABV, dark, obscure seltzer. So this one's different than others, and it's lovely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I bring it up is because, one, I don't know about y'all, but I love like a post-work lunchbox. Do you guys know what a lunchbox is?
From sushi?
No.
Like you put your lunch in a box and you carry it to school?
Close.
Oh.
So a lunchbox is a beer. You typically do like a Blue Moon S style beer, like a Belgian kind of citrus beer. You do orange juice and a shot of peach schnapps. I feel like the Peach's Wizard hat with a little shot of peach schnapps and OJ would make a perfect summer lunchbox.
Yeah.
Now I was curious if you guys, is it just seltzers and beers, or would you guys be open to some sort of beer cocktail?
So we can't do hard alcohol, but one little thing.
Do schnapps
I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah.
Do schnapps count as hard alcohol?
Yes. But
This
we will.
country.
We are making some high ABV seltzers to make
Ooh.
some beer cocktails with.
Wow.
So-
Okay.
We're calling them the foxtails.
That's
Man,
so fun.
you're crushing this
You
right
guys
now.
have
You
really
guys are
fun names.
crushing this. I love it.
It's going to be so fun.
Oh, absolutely. So I know grand opening of the tower location is here. Friday the 13th. It's going down.
Today.
Jason
Big-
Day.
Jason Day. Yeah, I know. 3
Yeah.
Jasons. Yeah, it's crazy. And I know you guys got some big plans coming up. Can you don't have to tell us, you don't have to show us all your cards, but can you give us a little tease, a little front sell of what's to come with Tower Summer Fox?
This today, ribbon cutting at 5:30.
Very cool.
We've got a band. They call me James tonight.
Okay.
Another J.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then that's just today. And then tomorrow we start off with
Before we end today, we have
Ooh.
a really fun raffle. Free
yeah.
raffle.
Prizes.
Prizes.
You had me at
giant-
free.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
You come in, get
In
a
this
ticket,
economy?
yeah.
but you must be present to win.
8:00 is the drawing.
Okay. All right. I'll be there at 6.
There you go.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah. I mean, that feels like it's getting now to the point in summer where it's going to get hot. But if you get there a little early, you can cool off with a nice cool one, couple of them, if you will. And then you get right ready front and center for that raffle, man. It's too easy.
Too easy.
Heck yeah.
It's too easy.
Heck yeah.
Now, we have 2 beer specialists, 2 beer connoisseurs, 2
Yeah.
beer geniuses, marketing geniuses, really. You got the Den of Friends, you got the Foxtails. But now I got to know where the best place to have a beer is. Now, I'm going to send you 5. You guys are going to blindly rank them 1 through 5, okay?
Ooh.
So the first one I have, are you guys ready? Hang on.
Sure.
I
Yes.
put
Sure.
this right on my notes on my phone.
Actually, a little
actually-
nervous to answer this.
Oh,
Jay.
no.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be great.
He's giving us options at least. It's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Good.
When a beer's hitting its best, what would you rank an airport beer? You got a flight coming up, you get there a little early, you see the airport bar, you're thinking, yeah, I could have this.
Which airport? Because there's
Yeah.
some really phenomenal ones. Like
I just came from Seattle, and that was bomb.
Ooh,
So,
SeaTac?
I
Yeah,
can- I
SeaTac's
can
a nice
see
one.
that.
All
a
right.
lot of good options.
We'll say airport of choice, beer of choice. It's on tap. What's the vibe of the airport? Airport beer.
Best place to drink a beer, and 5 is, I want to clarify,
5 is
the best.
5 is the least. Number 1 is number 1.
Forgive me, of course.
I'm gonna say 5 for me, only because I'm usually working at the airport and I don't get to enjoy a beer fully relaxed and
Okay.
hanging out with my friends. It's
All
like
right.
I'm a loner at that point.
Yeah, you're a little lone fox.
Yeah.
All right, I get you. What about you, Young Jay?
Conversely, I'm usually traveling with my wife, whom I love and love to hang out with. But I would say, probably about a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. A ballpark beer.
Oh, that's good. That's gonna be a 4 for me because they're expensive.
They are.
expensive. They're like
Yeah.
18 bucks.
You
18
do.
bucks.
But beer and baseball is just such a
Yeah.
perfect pair.
Dodger Stadium, I heard they're over 20.
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah. But when you can afford that, you're like, I'm so rich.
Yeah, that's true. Like, tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich,
Yeah.
you know?
You got a
Yeah.
ballpark beer at the Dodger
Okay.
Stadium.
So we got
Ballpark to me means a soccer stadium. So forgive me, all you
Ooh,
baseball
okay.
fans. But
team of choice.
I'd have to say Portland Timbers. That was
Timbers.
my first
Okay.
MLS game I ever went to. But I will go local and say, of course, our CV Fuego.
Shout out Fuego.
Like,
Or put a little fire going on there.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. We have a shower beer.
100%. That's definitely 2 on my list.
Okay, 2. All right.
I just
It's
did
so
that,
nice,
yesterday.
Dude, the shower
Oh my
beer is
goodness.
awesome. And it
Yeah.
really does set the tempo. Like if you're going out, if you're like on a guy's trip, if you're on vacation, the shower beer, it just hits so right.
It does.
Wait, this
Take
is
a
like
sip right between the lather and the
Yeah, I was
rinse
gonna
and-
ask. I was
yeah.
like, this is like in the midst of a shower.
This is like
Yeah,
you.
seriously.
This
It's called a
is
shower
you
beer.
crack open the beer, you put it on that little shower shelf,
I'm
you know,
learning so many things today.
and the rule is you have to finish it before you get out of the shower.
That's right.
Yeah, and so the best is when you like, let's say you've worked in the yard all day, right? And you jump in that hot shower and you crack that ice cold beer and it cools the core, but you get
Okay.
this like really
Talking dirty to me
Yeah,
right
it is.
now.
it is all the sensory just explodes. It's just good.
Because it's hot,
Okay.
it's cold, it's dirty, it's clean.
And it's refreshing on top
Yeah.
of it. You feel like a new you
Oh, yeah.
by the time you're done.
Yeah.
All right. So we got two.
I'd say 2 as well.
All right. So we got one.
Sometimes a shower sixer is all right. You know?
Damn, that's a tub right there. Okay, so 1, 2, or we got 4, 5, and 2 covered.
Yeah.
All right. Next one on the list, patio beer.
I do that a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, we got the backyard. Jay's got an amazing backyard too.
I actually have a pub in my backyard.
It's amazing.
Okay.
It's
Hey,
amazing.
whoa.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the
Okay.
ring. You have a pub in your backyard?
That's
Like-
where Grayview started.
It's a ridiculous pub.
It's
Like-
yeah. In all humility, it's So for me, that's my one.
I go to his house a lot, so it's a one for me. as
Okay.
well.
All right. Well, I didn't mean to pull the rug from under you because our last one is Summer Fox.
Dang it. Number one.
Yeah.
You already used
No do over on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so we'll do you a favor and we'll just slide patio beer
That's right.
down to 3.
That's
Summer
right.
Fox
There we
number
go.
1.
There we go.
All right, very nice, guys. Very nice.
Although, you know, sometimes I have to be at work when I'm there, so it's not as fun.
I get you.
But when it's fun, it's fun. Like tonight, I'm not on the clock.
Right, yeah.
I'm having
Yeah.
fun, right?
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's my number one.
That's a foxy beer right there. That's
Yeah.
that's a foxy one. That's a little frisky, you know. That's a little what is that? A fox in the den? Fox in the hen house. There's your
go.
IPA.
Oh.
Yeah.
And if you Spanish, it's the Zorro.
Zorro.
Yeah,
Zorro. Do you guys have? I mean, you guys are just crushing names right now, man.
Yeah. We got it. It naturally just spits out.
The Zorro Cerveza. Boom.
Yeah.
Make that about 4.5%.
Yeah.
Splash of lime on top. Come
Right.
on now.
Our
Tyoga might
friends at
sue us.
Tyoga
Yeah,
might
they
sue
might
us.
just be like, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Zorro football team, soccer, football, it's interchangeable.
Football.
Yes,
if you will.
understandable.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were the brewery, and actually, I still have a can of that Zorro lager, which is so cool.
Even our friends at Hen House, we can't use Hen House.
I know. Yeah.
Really, man.
Yeah.
Fox in the hen house. Nope, can't do it.
You guys can't do like a Dap Me Up collab, you know?
Right.
well, that'd be
Like
awesome.
Summer Fox, Hen House,
Yeah,
Fox
yeah,
in the
yeah.
Hen House.
Right.
That-
We could do collab.
Yeah,
I can't wait to do that one.
yeah, absolutely.
So we're all working together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, guys, Jason, Lil Lauren, well, you're still going to be here.
Yeah,
So
I was like, are you evicting me?
beat it. All right.
I'll bring that up to Drew.
I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming in, talking shop. Nothing feels better than talking beer on a Friday. I mean, there's nothing better. In my opinion, the afternoon Friday beer is the number one time to have and crack open a beer. I know the shower beer, excellent, possibly slept on, but there's something special about getting done with work on Friday, driving home, maybe playing a little Ventura Highway, and then you get to your spot, you crack open a beer, and you just enjoy the start of your weekend. I want to thank you guys so much for coming in. Let us know again, Summer Foxes. We got 3 Foxes. Let us know where they are, what your hours are, and what to look forward to this year.
All right. Looking forward to this year. Lots of music. Hours in the weekdays 4 to 10. Weekends, Friday is 2 to 11. Saturday, 2 to 11 or 12 to 11. And
Right.
Sunday, 12 to 7.
All right, right on. And remember, you guys can join their membership. You guys, beer for life. I'm just saying.
Yep.
I'm just saying it's an option. Beer for life.
For life.
Kind of covered. You can also be a part of their den of friends. So you can always go to summerfox.com.
I believe so.
All right. So you can check all them stuffs out. And remember, Clovis got you covered. Fresno got you covered. And brand new Tower location. Grand opening is officially today. So if you're in Tower, you're like, man, I wish there was a Summer Fox right next to me. You're going to look behind you and you're going to see 2 Jasons with 2 great beards telling you, don't worry, friend. We got you covered. You guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right. They say crack kills, and there isn't a scarier crack than the one behind you, but definitely the one in front of you. A cracked windshield can lead to a lot of problems, including getting a ticket. And if you're a baller on a budget like me, you know you can't afford no damn ticket. Thankfully, I know the perfect window response team willing to help. And they're so helpful that they even accept all insurances. It's your friends over at Old Town Auto Glass. With over 25 years of experience, these guys are your neighborhood heroes. From windshield repairs, replacements, and even camera recalibration, because some places don't even give you that. Old Town Auto Glass is the friendliest windshield support in the Central Valley. They are even so committed to helping you, they're even willing to drive to you with their mobile service, guaranteeing your safety so you don't have to deal with any cracks, except for maybe the one or two I'm about to make. Look, I crack jokes all the time, but if there's one thing I've realized when it comes to windshield repairs, you'll be laughing at how easy it was to call Old Town Auto Glass. So call now at 559-472-3446 or go online for a quote today. We're back. Quickly want to thank the Jasons over at Summer Fox. Grand opening of Summer Fox is tonight. It is today, the full grand opening
in Tower
over at
District.
Tower. So not only you could go to Tower, you can also go to their Fresno location or their Clovis location. Want to thank the Jasons for coming by, talking beer. Always a good time talking beer, especially on a Friday. So thank you to the boys over at Summer Fox and the Den of Friends that you can become part of.
They are super community focused, which I love about those guys.
Yeah.
And their story is great, like how they became what they are. And I wouldn't know because I don't drink, but they make a good product.
They make a damn good product.
They do focus a lot on the community and doing a lot of cool stuff. There's going to be 5 bands there tomorrow night if you're watching live on Twitch right now.
Yeah,
so
Saturday, this Saturday, or I guess past Saturday, the 14th. I'll just say that. The 14th, big day for Summer Fox. So go support them because they've supported us. And we love to support them.
And it makes sense to kind of go and do that because Fresno needs a scene and they're going to be
they're only
giving us a place to have a scene. And it makes double sense to maybe do a patio beers out there.
Never upset with that.
And maybe we'll do that next week because we'll go over it before we leave. But next week's going to be rough on your boy. So,
Samesies. You and me both, man.
Now,
next week is crazy.
I need to talk about this because I was outside vaping with the Orc Dog because we both are
Ordizzle.
The
Ordeal. That's actually a cool nickname.
And I read a headline, which yes, we're going to be talking about it later. Iran is now bombing Israel. Okay. But before we get into that, I was like, hey man, isn't it kind of crazy that there's like several predictions of the end of the world or World War III that brings on the end of the world?
Sure.
That all center around the fight of Jerusalem, which is, to my understanding, modern day Israel, right?
Yes. I believe Jerusalem is the capital, correct?
Yeah. So all of these world wars start in this area. Okay. And I was like, oh man. And this is happening now. This is a big deal. This is kind of wild.
Huge deal.
And he's all, hey, have you heard the conspiracy theory about the Pope? I'm like, what are you talking about?
New Pope or old Pope?
The over 900-year-old prophecy. If this is the Malachi prediction. 900-year-old prophecy, according to the Catholic Encyclopedia.
Oh, Malachi.
Malachi, sorry. Purports to describe every single pope from the year 1143 until the end of time. And Pope Francis appears, at least at a glance, to be the last pope described in the prophecy, suggesting that the world will now end, that his papacy has concluded. Now, if you look at the slots that they have for all of the popes, like they'll have like a picture of them.
Yeah.
There's only one more spot left, right? And his prediction apparently has come true on each one that like has chosen their name. He has predicted all of them. And I'm like, oh man.
Well, that's what prophets do, I guess.
Bro's cooking a prophecy
I'm
right now.
We're cooked, dude. like this is, and then I was thinking about it. I'm like, if times aren't hard enough, the last thing we need right now is another world war. last thing.
Quite literally the last thing we could use.
It's the last thing that we need.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it seems like that's going to be the first thing we get. Anywho, we'll get to the news in a second. I had a couple of things I wanted to talk about. And a couple of things.
Guide us.
All right. First thing that comes to mind is let's just get the debate out of the way.
Okay.
Because you and I debated this over text. I saw this online. And this is going to be a great prompt for the chat here and for comments. So if you're watching this on YouTube on Wednesday, chat it up with us. Let us know your thoughts. The debate of the century, I feel. This is an all-timer.
Oh, dear.
This is
a tough one.
It is a tough one.
This is a tough one. Okay.
I will give him credit. Some of the things he comes up with, like Armageddon.
Armageddon was bitching.
I was like, oh my
I don't
God.
cuss on this pod, but I will for that. Armageddon was a win.
Stupid. It was so stupid that we debated whether or not we were going to even debate it. And then we debated it the week after that. What was it? Armageddon versus...
what was it, like Krakensaurus or something?
No,
it was like an octopus or something.
No, it was a bear. It was a bear versus Armageddon. But what was the bear?
It was a bear shark.
Bear shark?
Yeah, it was a bear shark.
Are you sure it was bear shark?
We had the bear shark debate.
It was bear shark versus Armageddon, and then Octaconda came into play.
No, I think Armageddon and Octaconda were together.
No,
we had bear shark.
We had
and
a commenter bring up Octaconda.
The debate is now becoming what the debate initially was.
It's lost in history.
Yeah.
Anywho,
it's gone forever now.
It's gone forever. Well, Armageddon will live on forever.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
But this debate, this one's tough, especially if you're married, because there is a wrong answer. You can either never kiss ever again, or you can never have sauce ever again.
Now, to clarify, let's go over the ground rules. No kisses anywhere. Now, when I first read it, I was like
on the mouth.
Like on the mouth?
Yeah.
Fine. Whatever.
No.
But I can still kiss my girls' forehead, right? I can.
Oh, you're a dad too. That makes it worse.
Yeah.
No kissing of any form in any place.
Or you can't have sauce anymore. So every single meal you eat is a dry,
this is easy for me.
sauceless mess.
This is easy for me.
What's your answer?
No kisses, man.
But
I'm Asian and I'm single. Like, why do I? Like, how can I live without sauce?
Oh no! Okay,
hang on.
I was like Asian. What's that?
I
yes,
can't live
Asian
without
cuisine.
sauce.
Yeah, no, you're right.
God, dry ass duck.
What the hell am I gonna eat? The orange chicken without the orange sauce?
No, you're right.
Just chicken.
Hold on, look. I was thinking about this hard, and I was like,
it's brutal.
I'm a affectionate person, but me and my wife are not like ooey gooey people.
I'm a cupcake and fiend.
So like when we kiss each other, it's mostly like it's like, you know what I mean? We don't like, you know how like some people will passionately kiss their partner still?
I'm that person.
I'm not a passionate kiss person.
I'm a passionate fella.
But I am like a kissy wissy guy. Like I'll give my girls a kiss on the head. I'll give like cheek kisses and stuff. You know, so that is a form of affection.
What are Europeans going to do when they can't do that?
I know. But dude, if you go the rest of your life without having any sauce of any kind, that just takes.
I'd rather just die.
It makes no sense, man.
No, like,
especially because I'm just not also super an overly affectionate person, too.
But just think you're at your wedding. You may now shake their hand.
All right.
Put her there.
No, but wait, you never said you couldn't hug, so you could just hug instead.
Okay, I know,
but like, it's not the same. Like, especially if you're
hug is the most friend-zoney thing ever.
If you're doing,
that's what I do to.
I have to be careful about.
She gives her husband a side hug. All right,
I have to be careful about how I say this because my girls are watching now. But like in a more passionate setting, like I do like to kiss.
I do too.
So that would be kind of difficult for me. But
a single person is always going to say sauce.
Yeah, but like
Hi.
No sauce.
Hold on, wait.
Yes, sauce.
Does mayo constitute a sauce? Technically,
I would say yes.
I would say yes. I would say butter gets a pass.
Butter gets a pass, mayo doesn't.
Yeah.
Let's go over what gets a pass. Mayo gets a pass. Butter gets a pass.
No, mayo does not get a pass. We just said that.
Okay, so mayo is sauce.
Yeah, mayo
sauce.
Okay, what about ketchup, mustard?
Sauce.
Dude, like that takes.
Screwed.
You're screwed.
Hot
like that
dogs
takes.
are worthless now.
Dude, it takes food.
Dry
pasta.
Dry
out of here.
Dry chicken wings.
It nerfs it.
Pasta.
Yeah, butter
by
noodles.
It nerfs it by 90%.
Well, hang on though.
Butter noodles are good.
Butter noodles with pancetta. Okay.
Yeah.
You can still have
But
pasta.
guess what happens? You can't accept butter because butter and pancetta with some
makes a sauce.
pecorino mixed in makes
So you
a
can't do
sauce.
that anymore.
You can't
You
do
can do
that.
butter noodles, but that's it. You could just do butter noodles.
What about soups then? Because sometimes is a soup a sauce?
Soup's not a sauce.
Okay,
If you're dipping your grilled cheese in your tomato soup and you're using it as a sauce,
It
then
is
no.
a sauce.
Okay.
But
so I could
just a
still
bowl of soup is fine.
so ramen would still exist.
Yes.
Buddy,
I could do it.
Buddy,
I could do it.
No, you couldn't.
I could do it.
No, you couldn't.
I think I could do it.
No, you could not. Dude, I'm telling you, the more you think about
No
this,
nachos.
the more you think about this, the more you
Cheese
lean.
sauce.
The
Well,
more you lean.
She's the most white. Hang on a second.
No,
You just said the most white
I
guy
did.
nacho
I did.
cheese sauce.
Yeah, I did because
It's melted cheese.
It
You
is.
don't use.
No, I know, but that means also no guacamole, no salsa. That's also part of nachos.
Dude, this is what I'm telling you, dude.
It's a brutal debate.
If you're not,
I'm chilling.
it would only be okay for people that basically eat food for fuel. You know those people?
You can still do carnivore.
Listen, you know, like the people, how you said that you can't stand the people that are like, we don't have TVs in our house
Mhm.
kind of people. I cannot stand people that are like, I don't even like food. I eat it for fuel. I'm like, okay, so you took like one of the major things about this world that's great and that represents culture and you just don't care about it. Like that makes no sense to me at all.
No, I mean, this is what makes it such a good debate because it's so brutal. Because living without sauce would be a literal nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, living without sauce
But-
just gets rid of my culture.
But
so
like
I
if
can't.
you're in a serious relationship, if you have kids, if you're married, a life without kissing is the sauce of life.
But I feel like I could handle that better than just
You
all of
can
my
show-
food being horrible.
You can show affection in other ways. Like my dad is not the most affectionate person. I love my dad. He's just very awkward.
Just like gives you a dap me up, my boy.
No. I have gotten side hugs from my father. We'll say.
Oh yeah, okay, get out of here.
Okay, you're going to college now. All right,
I
bye-bye.
have gotten side hugs from
Do
my
you
father.
feel like the side hugs
So-
you got from your dad are the reason why you side hug other people?
I think I'm just awkward with like physical affection.
Psychology.
I think I'm just awkward with physical affection. I think it's just a genetic thing at that point. Because
Peeling the layers back.
my
on little
grandfather
Lauren.
also side hugs me. I just want you to know this is like a common thing.
Is that just like the normal hug in your family, the side hug?
On my dad's
The bombastic side hug?
On my dad's side, probably, because my uncle also gives me side hugs. So I'm like, I think I'd be fine
Hey!
without.
Like, he's like right in front of you. Hey, come here. Turns.
Like we give normal hugs, but a lot of the times I get a side hug. So that's why I'm like, I think I'd be
when you hug, do you do like the far away hug? Like, you know, like, oh hey.
for my grandpa?
like the arm hug and not
for
like
my
the
grandpa,
hug.
sometimes a lot of the time for my grandpa and my grandma.
Yeah, just to be
because
like safe. Yeah.
they're like 90,
Mhm.
dude. They're like 90. They're,
Yeah.
they're gonna collapse.
Yeah.
I love it when I'm like on air. I'm sorry not to detract, but I'm like on air and I'm taking like
work.
no, it's like real estate stuff, and I have to prove that I'm not trying to duck them, so I have to take pictures of the setup so they
Crazy.
know. I'm like, look, no, I'm being serious.
No,
I'm not
I saw
like.
you taking a picture.
I'm
and I
like,
was
I'm not
what are you doing?
lying.
I'm not just ignoring you guys. I love you. Please.
I do think that this debate is probably the most difficult one to really consider. I would say that I would go no more kisses. And I know it sucks, but no more kisses. Like I could not
And like
stand you can't have lasagna anymore. You can't, dude, it takes anything
All
that
the joys.
and what we're finding out by even talking about it is that sauce is so intrinsic to good food and elevating food that it is almost unfathomable to think that you would go the rest of your life without some kind of a sauce.
Or
But you
dip.
can
You just
still,
couldn't
but
do
you can
it.
still do seasoning. Seasoning is still on the board. So you're going to at least have seasoned food.
See, Orc said Eskimo kiss is all the sauce. I mean, dude, that's
You know what? He's not wrong.
he's not wrong.
He's got it.
And I know that you are like, but I love my Lady Jams. I can't do without
I
the
think-
kisses
I-
of my
I think
Lady
a lot
well,
of
Jams.
that sounds like a you problem. Maybe you
Dude,
should go to therapy.
I would
for it.
almost guarantee you that Lady Jams would pick to get rid of
Sauce.
kissing.
Oh, no, we've had-
she would pick sauce
Oh, no,
immediately.
we've had this debate. We
No.
both landed on kissing.
There's no way in hell.
I mean, I think I could do. I mean, essentially, what my diet would just transform into is just carnivore, and it
Which
would
is-
be
Which is fine, I used to eat very close to carnivore, very close.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, that would be the only way to kind of enjoy it.
But to keep my sanity, I would always have like a cheat meal here and there that had what? Sauce. Because I would go insane. I would go crazy.
Look, I'm a cultured woman, so I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
She has too much Asian in her family.
I do.
And you know what Asians do well? Everything.
Sauce.
But also sauce.
And they also
like, come on.
They also do balut, though. And that's
Balut?
Balut.
Yeah.
Balut.
I think that's.
I love balut, actually.
You know what I think that is? I have a theory about balut.
I think there's more on this.
Hold on, wait. We'll get to it.
We'll get to that.
I have a theory about balut. So
your
if you
theory?
don't know what balut is, it is
chicken or duck fetus.
It's a chicken or duck fetus that is semi. Hold on, it's semi-developed in the egg, and you like hard boil it like an egg.
Yes, you do.
And you eat it. I have a feeling like the ancestors from the Philippines used to like see if their kids had balls and be like, yeah, if you want to be in with, it was almost like hazing. It was like, you want to be in with us, you have to eat this.
It's a delicacy there. It's really good. It tastes, because there's like a broth in there from steaming and boiling the little.
Okay, yeah, from the.
So it tastes kind of like chicken soup because you salt it. It's like chicken soup. And then there's like a hard boiled egg at the bottom.
I can't do it.
That's like the one thing.
I don't have balls. I couldn't
That's
do
the one
it.
thing in like Survivor.
Delicious.
I couldn't like. You see in like older seasons because they got rid of the food challenges, which
Balut?
so stupid.
People like balut. It's really good, actually.
But I mean, there were some of those, and I'm just referencing Survivor because that's like the only times I've seen it. And you see it, they still got like feathers on those bad boys.
Yeah.
And you see them like chomping into the beak or
Okay,
something.
then
You're like,
that
eh.
Those ones might have been too mature.
Yeah,
Those ones were just bad.
The
ones that are a
balut
little
that
too
I've
mature.
seen have like little feathers on them and stuff. I'm like, that's kind of wild. Like I couldn't do it.
You know,
I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't last.
I couldn't either. No,
the best ones are the ones without like they just got them too late a lot.
Yeah.
Because you can't. You
Yeah.
gotta guess.
Part of me feels like a little more because we were listening to her talk about Mario Party or Mario Kart. It's like, I love seeing people suffer.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love balut. You
No,
know?
but I
I love
such a
seeing
su-
a half dead, half alive.
No,
I want to eat it. I want feathers on it and a beak, and I want to.
I have such a soft spot for animals, so I actually do feel kind of bad sometimes. But it is just like a delicacy. Like I'm always like, I want to educate on what it actually is and how it actually is a really good and delicacy kind of food in the Philippines versus just, oh, ew, it's gross because it looks weird kind of thing.
No, I get that. And
I don't think it's gross because it looks weird. I just know that
Oh, yeah.
I'm a very texture.
No,
how
and
does
that-
how does it smell?
Like chicken soup.
Okay. Because I feel like
Smells like
I feel like
chicken
smell
I just
is
think
a big reason
the
why people
mental
wouldn't bite into something.
hurdle I would have to get over to like eat it.
Yeah.
I think it's just too much. Like I would tap out.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean?
that's totally valid.
All
But
right.
no, I have such a
Bullet
soft spot for
challenge.
animals.
So
Balut.
Momster. Oh,
All right,
dude,
so-
bullet challenge.
So let us know your thoughts on the debate. What would you pick? Sauce or kisses? Are you a smoochy whoop? Are you
Sauce all
smoochy
day.
boochy? A little,
I would have to do.
You-
sauce
or you,
all day,
you get
dude.
it.
Yeah,
or are
I
you just
understand.
a big time dunker? You like your donuts Dunkin' style because you're constantly dunking.
Come on, when you have lumpia, you got to dump it in the.
Yeah,
You ain't
Sweet
you gotta
chili.
put it. In the,
I'm not
you gotta
saying-
put it in the sauce.
I'm not
dude.
saying your side isn't valid. I'm just
no,
saying
it's just correct.
Although I could raw dog lumpia too and still be
Oh,
fun.
it'd
Yeah.
still be great.
Yeah,
It'd
I
still
would
be
be
great.
Yeah, I could too.
But
Like, honestly, almost any Filipino food I could probably raw dog.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that flavorful.
Pancit. One type of pancit does actually require sauce.
Like
just
you
couldn't
have to have it.
Like the sauce is where all the flavor is. Otherwise, it's just dry vermicelli noodles.
Yeah,
with
dude.
hard-boiled
See, like
eggs.
that's my point, Elliot. Is
Make
that
damn
like
good sauce.
you say kisses, and I'm so glad that you and Lady Jams are in the throes of passionate love, and that you're gonna be together forever, and all of that, and all that stuff. But man, you guys also bond over food. She's
That's
like,
true.
she's an eater. You guys like good food. You like going to good restaurants that
That's
has delicious, and almost, I would say 95% of, if not more, if not 100, with the exception of maybe like bacon and eggs or something,
Mm.
has
No
a
more
sauce on it.
Well, even then, bacon,
Well,
eggs, hot sauce.
Wait, but if there's no sauce too, that means you can't put sauce into the soups necessarily. So no soy sauce in your
no
ramen
hot
broth.
sauce, no soy sauce.
Well, you could do paste, right? Like gochujang paste,
No,
miso paste.
no, it's a base. It's a sauce base.
I think
Yeah, it's a broth.
the pastes are fine for the broth, Well, what are you going to do without soy sauce?
I'm not a big soy sauce guy.
No, but it's in everything. It's in every Asian dish.
So I'm a big gumbo guy. A big gumbo guy.
No hot sauce in that.
Yeah, I mean,
put hot sauce in that.
That's all right. That's why you have cayenne seasoning. You got cayenne peppers.
Anyways, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Guy.
Well, you don't like gumbo?
I love gumbo.
Pepper.
You don't like a little cayenne two-step?
Cayenne doesn't serve the same purpose as the hot sauce, particularly. The hot sauce has other ingredients.
It's got a little vinegar to it. It's all right. We can power through it.
Okay, are we going to call vinegar a sauce?
They do use it as a sauce in the Philippines.
You use it as a sauce base. Dude, they use it as a sauce base. What do you mean?
Well, vinegar's just got that pungent.
That's why we like it.
He doesn't like vinegar. He's not a vinegar guy.
I love vinegar.
Vinegar is good. I wouldn't say raw dogging vinegar is the way to go, but if you like add things to it and like dilute it, it could be good.
All right. Drew?
Yeah.
Why does your daughter think you're stealing?
Oh my God, this is such a funny story.
Oh no. Dylan?
Yeah. I was kind of proud of her too, because it's like, that means that she has morals, because we've talked about how I can't stand thieves. And it's I didn't feel the same way 15 years ago, but in the past 15 years, I have worked my ass off so much that when people steal from other people, I'm like, what makes you feel like that's okay? Like, I have to work so hard for everything I have and you just want to take it. Yep. Oh, and like, there's this weird like social thing going around right now where it's like, when people get stuff stolen from them that are successful, they're like, well, good. I'm like, what? Like,
it's like not all of them came from money, guys.
No, like a lot of people are self-made that worked so hard to get what they have. And then for you to just take it and be like, oh, they're rich, who cares? Like, F you. Like, it's a horrible mentality. So we went to the store, and as we're going, I was getting the cake for Josh for his graduation.
Right.
And when we're walking by the chip aisle, there was Flaming Hot Cheetos dill pickle. And I was like, oh, we got to try these. We got to try them just to see what they taste like. Mm-hmm. I love pickles. I love vinegar. So, and hot Cheetos, this seems like a no-brainer.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah. So I grab a bag. We go to the checkout. As we're going, the lady's like, hey, these are $5.60. You can get 2 bags for $6.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay, just charge me for 2 and I'll get one before I go. So I check out. When we are going out, instead of walking out the door, I take Dylan with me back to the chips, grab another one, and then I walk out. And then she goes, why'd you steal that? I'm like, Dylan, I didn't steal it. And she's like, yeah, you did. I'm like, no, honey, I paid for it at the counter. And then I went to go pick it. She's like, no, you stole that. You're a stealer. And I'm like, Dylan. I'm like, Dylan,
you're such a stealer, Dad.
I was like, Dylan, I did not steal this. I promise you, your dad is not a stealer. I hate stealers. She's like, I just saw you steal it. So I had to put it down. I had to put it down and walk her back into the store. And then I told the lady at the front, hey, my daughter thinks that I stole this. Can you tell her that you charged me for it, please? She's like, I totally charged him for it. And then, and the whole like line started laughing and that made her feel uncomfortable because she doesn't like,
right.
You know,
she felt like, yeah, I get you.
So I do like the fact that she called me out on it and she thought, you know, that people, because I can't stand you. I just can't stand them. I can't stand them. But what I don't like Steelers.
What if it's like in a cool heist kind of way?
I think it's interesting to watch as a fictional movie. I do not think that people stealing from other people and like the weird social cosign of that is appropriate. It's such a bad loser mentality to be like, oh yeah, you stole from them. That's fine because they're wealthy. Like that's such a loser ass mentality. That is such a lazy ass mentality that you should just take what other people have. Like that's such losery behavior.
Okay, but how about this?
What?
Like, I don't know, maybe a group of individuals, potentially with the late, great Bernie Mac, approach you and like,
how many are there?
Close to 11, maybe 12. Depending on the day, it could be 14 because that got greenlit. And they're like, hey, we're going to Vegas because the guy that wronged us, because we wronged first and then wronged again, he's coming back for us.
Okay.
So we got to assemble a crew.
Okay.
And we've got a gymnast
Mm-hmm.
And we've got some clever guys.
Okay.
Is the contortionist / gymnast Asian again?
Probably they do everything
He might be.
We already established they do everything better than everyone else. So
I don't know. The American gymnast team, pretty good.
but are they Asian?
No.
No.
Well, I think one of them was. I think she.
Anyways,
There is.
continue.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there is an
See?
Asian one.
There you go. So potentially,
We got our own.
and a guy
We got Asians at home.
and a guy who may not be George Clooney is like, Drew, we need you to get this job done for a percentage with the crew.
Am I always eating like in camera?
You
Am I
might
always
be.
eating
You
something?
might be.
Yeah.
You might be noshing on something
Okay.
here and there.
Yeah.
You might also.
We have Panda Express at home.
You might also be vaping. Yeah. It doesn't
Yeah, who
matter.
knows?
But I mean, like,
Who knows?
you're an essential part of the crew.
Uh-huh.
Are you joining the crew?
Sure, Elliot.
All right.
That was 3 minutes of my life I'll
I
never
know.
get back, dude.
I know,
You really
no.
killed that.
I mean, I was having to make side quips, man. Like, come on.
Little Lauren
I
in
think-
Ocean's 14 coming soon.
Listen, I
No, the women had to be Ocean's 8 because 2 of them were talking smack about the rest.
I enjoy heist films. In real life, I cannot stand thieves. Can't stand them.
Okay, how about this?
You know, if it's like
Don't.
a heist, though, here's
Jason
my thing.
Statham approaches
Don't
you.
do it.
Shush.
In
At
Italy.
least- here's my thing. At least with like heists, though, they put in a heck of a lot of work.
There's a lot of planning.
So you're like,
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe you earned that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if it's just a guy like taking something from you off the street, like, come on.
Yeah, or like-
have a little creative.
Be a little
You
original,
didn't-
okay?
You didn't earn
Right.
crap, but at least if you're planning a heist, I feel like you earned a little bit.
I've never
You get to
felt,
keep some of it.
I have never felt more violated than when my catalytic converter got stolen from my truck.
Yeah, see, that doesn't- that doesn't take
affected
work.
me. I was like,
That was just a jerk.
who are these? I'm like, I'm over here. Like at the time, I was struggling to pay anything. I was working 2 jobs. I didn't even have 2 days off in a row. So whenever I had a day off, it was kind of ruined because I knew immediately I would have to go back to work the next day. So like, it was when that happened, I was so frustrated because I was like, who are these people and what do they think? Like they're hurting someone that's really trying, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It was
Again, that's why it's like, if you at least plan a heist and like you're robbing the big casino or whatever, right?
Mhm.
First of all, the casino's not an individual, which is still not great, but not as,
I mean, they're owned by people,
yeah.
and probably
again-
they have
again-
insurance on that stuff. I
Exactly.
would probably.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
get
And
insurance.
again, at least they planned a damn heist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They put a lot of work into that.
I mean, like, look, I love a movie like Heat, and their plan was solid: steal the bonds. He claims insurance, gets paid back for the bonds, then they sell the bonds back to him. So he's making money from them stealing the bonds. But
and
the
they
guy,
make money too.
yeah, but the guy that they stole from got too haughty and tried to like fight him, and then that's why it all got.
That's where the heat
screwed.
came.
That's where the heat came.
That's where it came.
That's where it came.
Chat wants to know your opinion on Robin Hood, Drew.
Now, this is an exception to the rule, and I'll explain why. When you're dealing with, and I will say, I can understand that there are rich people in this world that do horrible things and
Yep.
treat people horribly, that are corrupt and do corrupt things. So I
And
would
they
feel
use that
less
money
bad.
to do those things.
Yeah. I'm not really talking about the corrupt a-holes in our society that exploit people and have bad practices. If they get stolen from, screw that, whatever. I don't care, because those people steal from us when they don't pay their taxes, because instead of paying themselves, they're getting a loan at 10% and they just live off the money. Like, these loopholes are horrible. And guess who has to pick up the bills of the billionaires not paying their taxes? The middle class. So I can go on rants all day. In the case of Robin Hood, you had a corrupt leader that was taking from everyone, that was stealing from them and giving it back. I am okay with that. I'm not okay with people that assume that people that have either a nice car or looks like they have money, it doesn't matter if we steal from them. And there's this weird social thing right now going around where people have no sympathy for victims of thefts because they're assuming that they're rich, and who cares? That's a loser mentality,
No,
dude.
stealing from thieves is fine.
Yeah.
Well, then it's
Yeah.
But would that be an invitation would that be competition? Like, hey, I stole from you.
No.
Now
But
I-
I
now
mean,
he's
like
gonna come back and
the big rich corrupt guys are thieves in that sense.
Gotcha,
So stealing from the thieves.
Gotcha.
And like,
Screw.
dude, and that's real. I'm trying not to cuss this episode. That's
You're doing
real.
pretty good so far.
That's real
Yeah, you're doing
stuff.
good.
I don't think I've cussed at all.
No, yeah. But
That's real business. Like I can't stand it. Like Jeff Bezos is a good example. Like Jeff Bezos, self-made man. He used to go and knock on doors and started Amazon and made the right choices, and now he's a billionaire. But instead of using those money and resources to take care of his people properly, he runs them into the ground. And I'm the first one to be like, corporations are out of control with how much money they have put into politics to have favorable legislation, and they don't pay taxes, and all this stuff is a problem. I think that's actually probably the biggest problem that United States actually has is giant corporation and the influence on politics in general. I think that's a problem. And if I have to pay my taxes, you should have to pay your taxes as well. There shouldn't be loopholes like this where the rich people don't have to pay. I don't agree with that. And then on top of that, treating your people bad, not paying them enough money to live,
Not great.
feel like is the biggest, the fact that like political parties have convinced people to worship these guys as if they're great is stupid because you're getting screwed. Like voting, it's like that whole voting against your own interest thing.
yeah.
But I'm talking on like a macro level or a micro level, like in our just a community,
like a
Yes.
local success
like
guy.
in a local
Yeah, like a
scenario.
local business owner kind of thing.
Because if you look at Twitter, it's just filled with people that have those mentalities that like it's
okay, well that's Twitter. That's
I
like
know,
the
but
cesspool.
I know, but it's
It's not a
like
real place.
they're loud about it, and it's a bad cultural shift from like looking at someone that has a nice car and be like, hey, I want to like work hard and earn my own car
Yeah.
to take the car because he has money. That means he's evil. Because the two extremes, the left and the right, both of them
Awful.
awful.
Bad.
Like the way that they have convinced people to like dump their morals to the side in order to be part of the zeitgeist is insane to me. It is insane to me, but I don't know. That's what I feel about.
All right, all right. I want to talk about something here that's been really
What?
a thorn in my side.
Oh dear.
I'm sick of everything needing an app.
Like
know what I
fast food chains?
Fast food chains, coffee stand, like
Yeah.
coffee shops.
Yeah.
Literally everything and anything under the sun has an app.
Yeah.
And like the only way to get discounts or deals is download the app, become a member. We're going to spam you with 500 emails all the time.
Dude, if you
Yeah.
didn't have the Taco Bell app and you got like that food individually, it would be like $30. But if
Exactly.
you have the app, it's like $12.
So it's already insufferable.
Yeah.
But on top of all of these apps that are coming out right now, the worst thing that's coming from all this is the dual authorization. You probably have to deal
Duo?
with this too.
Are you talking about Duo Push?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You
Okay.
finally understand.
So
What is it?
So
Okay, it's this thing called Duo Push, and every university uses it. I have had to use it since high school because of Fresno State. And it makes you verify that it's you whenever you log in. So it'll send a notification to your phone, and you have to click yes, and you have to hit it within the time frame, and it doesn't always load, and all this other crap.
if I'm going online to check my email, to check my student portal,
And it forces you to re-log in.
I shouldn't have to re-log in, have a password just to get a text message for someone else to be like, is this really you?
Yes.
Log in again, stupid.
Like, I understand the security aspect, but it's so annoying. And then because of that, because I switched phones, my Fresno State Duo Push no longer sends me notifications. So now I have to go into Duo, do the little individual password thing, and type that in every time, and it's never the same.
Another great example is we have this software that we just both pitched in for, me and Drew,
Yeah.
and it helps us clip things for our clips.
Yeah, it's
And
like an efficient way
It
to
has
clip.
been
Yeah.
super supportive, super helpful for not just Orc, but for Drew and myself, so we can clip our own things and then we can push it out for the podcast stuff. It's great, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great software. However, trying to log in as a team member is like pulling teeth while pulling hair, while pulling toenails out. It is so annoying that they're
He
like,
was trying to use my account, and I would get an email like every
Yes.
5
and
minutes.
then it was,
Yes,
well, and then
they
it was
do
like,
that.
yeah, and then it was like,
Yes.
here's your code. Make sure you put the code in at a certain time.
Yes,
And if
and
you
then if
don't
you
do
miss
that,
it-
then you smell bad and we hate you. And it's like, add me as a team member. Okay, add you as a team member. What's your email? What's this? Oh, by the way, you need a new code to log in again.
I have a group Gmail for one of the teams that I work on.
And loathe.
And it's so annoying. Anytime someone gets logged out of that Gmail account, we have to do it. And only one person, maybe a couple people get the message, and we send it. We send the number to them. We send the number in the group chat. And then they can't get in because they're like, the number expired. And it's like, that was 2 freaking seconds.
Or Joe Schmo at 1 already used that code. So you have to use Joe Schmo 2 code
or it's like,
in order to get in.
I'll approve it on my phone that they can log in. I'll be like, yes, they can log in.
You know what it is? It's I appreciate that it exists because they're trying to secure it.
Yes, exactly.
Hold on. I appreciate why it exists. However, it's so inconvenient. It's kind of like when I was working at the bank. And I would have to verify people's information, right? Like, I want to make sure the person I'm talking to, it's your finances.
I love
people
that
would lose their stuff. They would lose their stuff so bad they would lose their stuff. I would be like this. Can I please have your full address that's on record? And they'd be like, 215. I would say, no. I need your full address.
Full address.
215 East Denise. I need your full address, state, city, zip code. What do you do, man? I just want to know my balance. Bro,
I can't help you until you help me.
You need to tell me the information. Like, dude, you know how many calls a day I would get when people just refuse to answer the questions and I would just have to send them off?
Gotta drop you, bud.
I'm like, sorry, I can't help you, man.
It drives me insane.
I appreciate
that I have to log in 8 different times to get to the same spot. To then, if I've been on there for 30 minutes, re-log in with 3 different passwords. And then all of it is now is, do you have your password? Great. Doesn't matter anymore. Do you have your pass key? Great. Doesn't matter. Do you have Face ID? Great. I need all 3 anyway. Stupid. I hate it.
I appreciate the cybersecurity, especially in this day and age. But yeah, it does make me want to bash my head in a wall.
Or how about we just make the one password actually work rather than 5 gates?
Why don't we talk about the companies that actually do dual verification correct? And I'm going to say it. Google's is good.
Google's is pretty good.
You know why?
Also
because
annoying.
dude, it's easy. Whenever I log into anything, it'll be like, it'll just send me an email, be like,
is this you?
And you say yes. And then you're in immediately. I've never had any issues with it.
Like I was mentioning, the only pain is when it's multiple people using one account. That has been bash my head into a wall. But luckily, I am not that account's owner. I just try to help, and then it doesn't
Duo,
work. And
workplace, pains in the ass.
Duo is a nightmare. Duo needs to die.
Yeah.
Duo needs to die.
They need to go.
They gotta go. They gotta get out of here.
They need to go to a beautiful farm where they can.
They need to go out.
Where they can frolic and roam.
We need to take it out back.
Yeah, they need to take a hike. It is insufferable.
Oh, I hate Duo with a burning passion.
Yeah, that and workplace equally miserable. The fact that I need, and the worst thing about workplace is that I need a Microsoft login authorization just to get into my workplace.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. That's awful.
It's the worst.
It's terrible.
It's the worst. We got too far with tech.
Tech's gone too far.
Tech went too far, man.
Tech's gone too far.
Tech's
Not
gone
AI
too far.
or anything like that.
We need to go back.
We need to go back.
Let's take a quick break. Come back, do Drew's news in a couple.
Yeah.
Okay. What's up? This is Drew from the Do Over Podcast, and I'm going to tell you right now, I lean on expertise. Why? Because it saves me money. Here's a true story. When I first got into cameras, I watched a couple of videos online, did a Google search, thought I was buying the right thing, went and invested almost $1,000 into my very first camera, realized quickly it was not the right thing, went to Horn Photo, got it all in line, and then boom, I'm on my journey to actually being a photographer. And throughout the years, I've really leaned on Horn Photo as being one of those outlets that we are so lucky to have right here in the Central Valley. And they are the official equipment sponsor of the Do Over Podcast. They're right there in the Bellagio. All you have to do is walk in, tell them that the Do Over sent you, and they will get you right on track. Maybe you're trying to take stills, do creative content, you want to do live streaming, whatever it is, they have a camera for you. They also do printing services, restoration services, anything that has to do with photography. Horn Photo has your back. Once again, it's right there in the Bellagio. And there's a reason why Horn Photo has been in business for as long as they have. They've been making memories last since 1937.
You guys remember that commercial?
No.
I have no idea.
The $5 Phillip from KFC. There's like 5 chicken tenders and green. And he's like, my $5 Phillip will fill you up. Isn't that right, Phillip? And like this Phillip is like a mute, and he's like,
Wait, I vaguely remember this.
Dude, that
Very
commercial, that
vaguely.
KFC for all of their like kind of mid food have some great marketing.
They do have some really
They got
good
some good,
marketing.
and I think they brought back the wedges, right?
I don't know.
Did you know I got a callback for a KFC commercial when I was like 14?
Really?
Yeah. Like I had to get on a Zoom call and everything with like people at KFC.
With the Colonel. Lauren, how you doing?
They had Zoom when she was 13.
Yeah.
I had
I said
dial-up when I was 13.
She had to
14.
She had to like log in 3 different ways to get on the call.
I didn't even think cable internet was around until I was in
We had
17, 18 years old.
You remember AOL Messenger?
Yeah.
Dude, that was the stuff.
What
Dude,
is?
I remember messaging girls like, hey, what's
They had
up?
the
What
little,
are you doing?
they had
That's
like
so
the little
cool."
stick figures of different
Yeah.
colors you could post.
And I was like a child. I was like 12.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Hey, what are you going to do? That's cool shit. Ooh, damn. I did
You
so
had to
good.
run.
I did so
you
good.
had to run, man.
I did so
you
good.
had to run.
Okay.
He was so close.
So,
Let's before we get right into news,
okay.
Lady Jams and I have a bet,
Uh-huh.
and I hate it. We haven't figured out the perfect like outline for the bet though, but the loser of this bet has to get a car sticker of a fedora and a cigar on the driver's side window.
Dude,
Oh, Lord.
it's funny you said that because I have a fedora from like a ballroom dancing event that I wore for the event.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wore the fedora today
You should have worn
and
the fedora.
acted like it was normal.
Coincidence.
just to have fun.
Yeah, but it's literally it's like when you roll up your window, the fedora is perfectly placed on your head, and it's like it is so bad. But
One thing I want to talk about
Yeah.
real quick, because we were on the subject of like thieves and heists. Oric was telling me about a gold heist that happened that it was an inside job. These guys kind of made it off with $20 million worth of gold.
was this the
Uh-huh.
Canada one where
Yeah.
it's off the plane? Yeah,
Yeah.
we covered this a while ago.
Yeah, we talked about a while ago. And then he was telling me about a heist that happened St. Patrick's Day in Boston where these guys walked into a museum and dressed as cops because they're the only ones that were allowed in the museum and straight up went and stole like everything, dude. Like just cut them out and they like it just went dark. Like there was no leads. It just went dark. One of them, the first lead that they've had popped up a couple of weeks ago when they found like a Rembrandt or something
Mhm.
that was on display for auction, I think.
Oh, like somebody's having like a wine night. It's like, is that a real Van Gogh?
Well,
it's funny you ask. Yes.
I told him the reason why no one has any leads on that is because they're all hanging up in rich a-holes' houses right now.
Yep.
Like they were bought direct cash.
Mhm.
You want to do news?
We can go into news. And now it's time for
Drew's news.
Okay, so I've got 2 things. What do you got?
I have a few things.
Okay, I'm going to go with just the quick one because last week Love was dead, but now it seems like Love is trying to patch things up.
That is one of my things.
Yeah, because Elon is now backtracking and apologizing and deleting old tweets of, claiming he was on the Epstein files and stuff like that. So, they're working on it.
Can I just bring up the fact that this is, and whenever we talk anything about politics, well, we always have to qualify this, which I think is so stupid, but I will because people freak out. I don't like any politicians. I don't claim a side. That's it. That's
That's
just hard what it is.
Move on to the story.
Yeah, hold on. And with people on the left, they're like, well, you're a Republican. And the people on the right will be like, well, then you're a cuck. So, no, I don't claim a side. But it is telling that dropped saying that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. And then all of a sudden, all this crazy stuff is happening in LA. Like all these raids, the riots kick off, the military gets called, which we will cover later. But I'm like, the distractionary tactics that this administration uses a lot is kind of really telling. And I don't know if you saw it, but Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah. And it was right when those tweets were dropping.
Right when the tweet dropped. And he's literally talking about the Epstein files, acting like, oh no, they're no big deal. There's nothing there. There's nothing there, man. Like you'll see it eventually, but it's like there's nothing there. Pulls up that tweet and he starts talking to him and he's like, oh, I don't know, man. I'm not going to get into it. It's not my lane.
That, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's literally your lane.
Literally the lane.
It's literally your job to handle this.
He said like, and I could be wrong, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was saying like, you know, people say it was an inside job. It was an inside job. And then like literally, I think it was like the Speaker of the House, maybe not the Speaker of the House, but the press secretary brought up something about like, oh yeah, we have footage of how horrible it was with like the poor children victims.
Dude, she said that they had hundreds of videos and then he was like, no, there's no videos.
Right.
I'm like, okay. So anyways, those things being clearly kind of a lie to us is kind of telling about everything's going on. Then Elon doing an about face where he's like, oh, I'm very sorry. And then to her credit, Candace Owens, who I also find insufferable because she's a very extreme conservative. And I don't like extreme political takes at all. Doesn't matter what side you're on.
They're all bad.
They're all bad. Her being like, are you sorry about saying he's on the Epstein files and he's not, or saying that he is and you're just sad you said it? Like that matters. Like,
well,
that they need to clean that up, and they're trying to distract people from it right now. And they should. The American people deserve to know. Like we deserve to know if there's like any president, any congressman, any rich businessman, was going. We deserve to know because these are people that we elect and actually give money to and using their products and businesses. We deserve to know. Like, and that's BS, dude.
No, it is. And, well, another part of it was like, if you knew he was on it, then why did you give him $300 million for his campaign?
Well,
and there's also, there's that, like, you don't look clean either, bud. But anyway.
It's also clear why he did that because he needed someone favorable up there so he wouldn't get sued by the state of Pennsylvania. But that's another story for a different time.
God, I actually have like a fun story, but I feel like we should save it for the end.
Save it for the end.
Like,
there's a couple of things here.
We need a yippee at the end.
I got one here. Justin Bieber. Epic showdown with paparazzis. He is losing his business. Justin Bieber done it before and he's doing it again, but this time he took his to break it down to the paparazzi that he wants to be left the heck alone. See, I said heck.
Yeah, you did. You're doing great.
Check out this clip of Justin Bieber outside Malibu, Soho on Thursday. Now, I didn't get this clip over to Orky, but basically he's just losing it. And he looks like he's on this really bad downward spiral, which I kind of feel bad for the kid, dude. Like,
no, and we talked about it last week, kind of like how at a very, very, very young age, he got like sexualized from like older women.
Yeah.
And it was just
weird.
Well, and like I said last week, you know, he's got a lot of faults. He's a bad guy.
Yeah, he's not a great person.
I mean, I was getting to the person. Chris Brown, horrible guy, did horrible, irredeemable things, in my opinion. But again, he was the star at like 15. And these women, like adult women, were all over him, sexualizing him. And it was just like a kid that age making that kind of money, getting that much attention. How does it not mess with your brain?
And how does it not end bad?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's another one. The lawsuit for $400 million between, what's his name? Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively has been thrown out. That has been an ongoing lawsuit for quite a while. And I guess my whole thing about that is like Blake Lively, who has not had as successful as a career of Ryan Reynolds, but Ryan Reynolds has God money now.
Yes,
he has a very diverse, portfolio of very successful businesses, a gin company, a mobile communications company,
and he owns a soccer club now.
And he owns a soccer club that's doing excellent, by the way.
It's only gotten better since him and the guy from Always Sunny,
Mac. Dude, I'm telling you right now, that story, I just finished season 1 of that show. It's so good. It's the best sports story that not enough people are talking about. But
for sure.
Besides that, if you're going to go try to sue or mess with in any way Blake Lively, you're dealing with Ryan Reynolds, who is one of the most loved people as far as celebrities go.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of those people that everyone loves him. No one hates him for his politics. No one hates him for wrong reasons. He seems pretty squeaky clean when it comes to just morale.
True.
Everyone loves Ryan Reynolds. And then on top of that, he has a lot of public support. And on top of that, he has a lot of money.
More than God.
So if you're going to go and try to mess with this cat, like, you're going to get got. And they straight up threw it out throughout the lawsuit.
Oh, is this the second time? Because I remember the first time they mentioned it was because they had evidence that was from because it was a defamation case. So they had stuff that wasn't released to the public. And so it wasn't admissible to this case.
Yes.
Is it that dismissal or is it
No, it's the main civil lawsuit that's going on.
Okay. It's the civil lawsuit one, not the defamation one.
No.
Okay.
The civil lawsuit that has been thrown out. And dude, I really don't think this guy has 2 feet to stand on. I think he's actually just making this loud so people can put eyes on him in a weird way.
I will say I'm not a huge Blake fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was like, it wouldn't shock me if she just said things for the attention because she does not have her husband's fame.
No.
Her fame is purely derived from him at this point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
this point, yeah.
not
At this
all.
point.
Not all of it, but at this point, yeah, dude, you're dealing with one of the most...
Gossip Girl, sure.
I mean, she was great in The Town. She was great in The Shallows.
I don't know any of these.
Yeah, but dude, Ryan Reynolds...
No.
Ryan Reynolds is one of the most famous people in the world.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I mean, like, she's had a good career. I'm not saying she hasn't.
Well, hold on, let's be clear. She hasn't had the most outstanding career, but
her standout was Gossip Girl.
Like, and she did that shark movie. What was
The Shallows.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was. I mean,
I've never heard of this film.
But dude, that's not on the level of Ryan Reynolds. Reynolds is
Deadpool.
No, dude, he's one of the most popular people in the world. All right,
she didn't even get in this.
Here, I got another crazy story for you.
All right.
Antonio Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Attempted to kill a man with a gun stolen from a security guard. And when I read this headline, I'm like, yeah, that checks out.
Checks out.
Apparently, there's video of it.
Oh.
Antonio Brown is wanted. He's a wanted man in Florida after cops say he stole a security guard's gun and tried to kill a man outside of a celebrity boxing match last month. He obtained the arrest warrant that was issued this week for Brown, and in it there are all kinds of troubling allegations against the former NFL superstar. According to the document, Brown and Zul Karnajan Nantabantu, I'm going to screw that up, were seen on surveillance video getting into an argument near Aiden Ross May 16th. Before Brown could be seen on the video hitting Nantambu with a closed fist, several other individuals began attacking him. The doc states escalating the situation to the 3 individuals against 1. Cops say security intervened to break up the tiff, and as one of the guards wrestled to control Brown, the receiver allegedly ripped a gun from the guy's hip area. Cops wrote in the document, Brown then held the firearm in his left hand and appeared to chase him. Cell phone video obtained from social media showed Mr. Brown with the firearm in his hand advancing towards Nantambu on the outside sidewalk. Cops claim that in the doc, the video captures 2 shots, which occur as Mr. Brown is within several feet. And he's going to get picked up. I think they picked him up this morning.
He'll probably get pardoned.
Yeah.
Do you see the video of IShowSpeed beating that Ashton Hall guy?
No.
So for those of you that don't know, Ashton Hall was that face wash guy where like wake up at 3 at 3:02
yes.
at 3:02 the sparkling water bath, you know.
Yeah.
At 3:15 doing push-ups, at 3:17 at 3:17 he's diving in the pool, and at 3:18 he took 2 minutes to dive into the pool. That guy, they raced each other, $60,000 a race. Speed beat him 4 times in a row.
Are you serious?
Dusted him.
That's hilarious.
Dusted him. And
That's funny.
Which Speed has raced like Olympians and kept it close. And it might not be close because maybe the Olympian isn't trying, but he's raced them nonetheless. Speed is fast. And I get like Ashton Hall's kind of a bigger boy. but you weren't beating Speed in that one. And now Speed's been on
Speed's his name.
Seriously, Speed's been on a generational run of wins. I feel like he's just been, a lot of people when he was a kid found him kind of like annoying because he was loud and screaming, and he still kind of has that. But since like his touring, like his world tour, where he did like, I think he did Mongolia, he's done China, and now he's coming back. He's been winning. He's got a lot of good PR right now. So hopefully nothing does mess it up.
Now, I hate to say this.
We got the big one?
There's two big ones.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy.
All right.
So which one you want to do first? You want to do the Middle East or do you want to do LA?
Let's do LA because LA's been a thing for a few days now.
Okay.
Israel was last night.
I'm going to try to summarize because it's kind of impossible to not have seen what's going on in the press and news right now about Los Angeles and what's happening with the military and the National Guard and all this stuff. We talked about it earlier. Any protest that happens, there will be people that will use it as an excuse to incite violence or riot. I mean, it just kind of happens, especially when you have large groupings of people that are peacefully protesting. There are people that will try to rile up the crowd and or do something violent and or use it as an excuse to riot and steal. This happens, right? And I'm not co-signing what's going on. I'm just saying that this is just a common thing that happens with anything. There were public demonstrations against the ICE raids and the mass deportations that were going on. Some violence did break out. Now, California, I wasn't there and I don't know. California stated that it was easily taken care of and stopped in a quick manner. But the California National Guard, Air National Guard, was deployed by Trump, not going through the, I guess, proper channels. I don't know how that works.
I think the governor has to ask for military aid.
Yeah, which he did not. And then they were put out there. And then there seemed to be a lot of inciting, and the Marines were deployed.
I believe 700 Marines.
700 Marines. And it's getting out of hand, has been for a while. So I guess I'm of two minds on this. You don't need to like President Trump at all. Or if you love President Trump, he is technically, as a role as a president, the leader of the military. So he can deploy if he thinks that the situation calls for it. That is his right as an elected president. If you're using the military to police people when it's not called for, that is anti-American. I'm going to say that right now. However, if your agenda and you ran on, I'm going to deport people that are here illegally, okay, and that's your operative, and that's what you are doing. I mean, you were elected, and this is your right as a president to do, and it's sad. The United States, how it's been structured, and specifically California, how it treats undocumented or illegal immigrants, whatever you want to call them. We have set up systems to allow them to exist in this country because they're vital to our economic policies. And people come here from Mexico to work. The vast majority of them, as a matter of fact, to come here, work, and send money to their families because they don't have the same opportunities that they have there in the process of legally getting into the country. Now, I'm not, again, co-signing the idea of sneaking into the United States, but there has been a lot of stories, personal friends of mine, that their parents were escaping war-torn areas in Armenia that snuck in here, and now they live, beautiful, productive lives freely with their children. So there's something about America and the way of life that we have that is like the beacon of hope for people escaping something that's impossible. Yeah. So I am sympathetic to that. But you also need to respect the authority that's there. And this is he ran on this. So it's like, you can stand up against it and we should all be able to peacefully protest. So I guess my thing is this. We had a little teaser of this when there was peaceful protest in front of the White House, and then he pepper sprayed and rubber bulleted him just to, incite dissent, and then this is an escalation that I don't feel like is called for, but I wasn't there, so I don't know how severe it was. it's kind of screwy because even though if I don't agree with it, it is his right as an elected president and the controller of the military in order to do, at least with the Marines. So now California is suing the administration, saying they didn't go through the proper channels. And we also has states have rights as well.
Yeah.
And it's a messy situation.
It is. And it's there's a lot of protests going around the country now. It's not just Los Angeles, San Francisco. There's some in Texas, I believe Chicago. There's a bunch now.
A lot of people feel helpless. And I feel like the media really does play a role in amplifying this.
No, I've seen so many videos of media posing people for photos, being like, hey, can you get out of your car and stand on it so I can take a photo of you in these like protests or whatever?
Yeah, I think 99.9% of protesters are very peaceful. And I think you get some, whether it was instigated by one side or the other, that's where it gets a little out of control. And that's where the photos you get. I did think it was crazy that Australian reporter that got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
What I think, though, is...
Rubber bullet, I should say. Rubber bullet.
All I'm saying, this is the main thing that I'm going to say, because I don't live in Los Angeles. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you how bad the violence that was going on. I do not agree with policing our people or inciting, or I should say, suppressing free speech, which peaceful protesting is free speech. Using the military is tyrannical bull honky.
Good job.
That you should not.
That was a good one.
You should not do that. No one, especially if you're claiming to be a patriot, a red-blooded American and all that, and you love God, country and stuff. The idea of the president using the military to suppress peaceful protests is categorically un-American. So that's real right there. But also keep in mind that the tools that are used to keep you fighting with your neighbor and people you probably have a lot in common with is really being amplified by how the news covers it.
Yeah.
Left-leaning news, right-leaning news, they all kind of amplify.
Yeah, they fan the flame.
And they're keeping it going. And we have a right as Americans to say we don't like this and congregate in a peaceful manner. To say it is free speech. He also has the right to use the military how he sees fit, although using it to police Americans is unconstitutional. So I can't tell you if it was warranted. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I wasn't there. I can't tell you if it was warranted or not.
Cherry on top of all that, California Senator Padillo. Yeah, he was cuffed when he was trying to talk to the secretary or the leader of the Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. Yeah, so it's crazy.
That's why,
it's crazy times.
And everyone, and see, here's the problem, and I'll end on this, at least for this section. The main problem with these kind of tactics is that, and also the big problem with being part of a side of a group means that your friends and family and everyone mostly can't look at the actions of someone that they support, like Donald Trump, and say that's wrong. And I see that a lot. I don't see a lot of dissent from either side if their person's in charge. I don't see a lot of people being like, dude, I don't agree with that. Right. Yep. And especially with this administration, I feel like a lot of people have had to put their probably regular morals aside and what they would call out as something as being bad. Like that's a bad thing. Because if they do, they get labeled a cuck, a libtard, or whatever. They get labeled these things.
Yeah.
They get alienated from their side.
If they don't 100% co-sign everything that's happening. And like, dude, the whole American way of life is about keeping the people you elect in check, right?
Yes.
And that goes for any president. So don't be afraid of losing friends and family if you see something that you feel is unjust or unwarranted and calling him out on that. That's a dangerous slope, dude. That's leading into tyranny. It's leading into things that are just not okay, that we should be comfortable enough, left, right, or in the middle. We should be comfortable enough to call out that. And you can also be like, I don't agree with illegal immigrants living in this country. That's fine. But you also need to be like, I don't agree with deploying the Marines
and National Guard
to police citizens of the United States of America voicing their opinion freely as guaranteed us by the Constitution. So that's the way I feel about that situation.
All right, let's get to World War III.
Okay, so yeah,
late last night, Israel bombed Iran. Iran
bombed them this morning. Here's the video of it right here.
Oh,
yep.
Lord.
So
see that?
Late last night and
I'll
this morning,
yeah,
they bombed Iran nuclear facilities. Iran has already said they're going to retaliate. I believe they said if the United States gets involved in any manner, they would retaliate against us as well.
Yeah, good luck, dude. That's I think Iran has been one of those places that, like, okay, you can say whatever you want, but you don't want the smoke. And this is kind of what I feel bad for a lot. We talked about last week, a lot of the hopeless situations, a lot of people that are stuck in the middle. The people of Palestine, Israel has a lot of people that don't agree with Netanyahu and how he handles this stuff. Like there's a lot of innocent people caught in the middle. One thing that I know, though, is like when you mess with Israel in general, because they are such a vital ally to so many outsiders that have a lot of support and superpower tendencies. Like you're talking about very developed military aid from a lot of very technologically advanced superpowers, including the United States. Like when you have that and you do something like this, I don't see how they have any chance. And I was talking to Orc, and again, do not look at me like this is my opinion. I'm just saying when things like this happen, you will be hit so much harder back if you escalate like this. And we were talking about the UAE, United Arab Emirates, and how a lot of people, because of them kind of being the odd ducks out as far as like countries are concerned in the Middle East, that you have like, you know, a sentiment that is an anti-Semitic sentiment in the Middle East. Not everyone, I'm saying that it kind of just rolls in there. So when that happens, but all of these other countries, including the UAE, does business with Israel.
Right.
And the UAE, who has the bulk majority of the money when it comes to the Middle East, has clearly said that they're trying to like reform their practices to be more inviting to more Western people. Yeah. They're working hard on that because they're like, dude, we need to reform. We need to bring people here and be okay with how they are. And like, they've been working hard on this. So I don't think Iran would have a lot of friends when it comes to doing something like this. And it's kind of like, dude, you're going up to, and if you want to call him a bully, fine, because of what's happened in Palestine, fine. But you're kind of like going there alone and spitting in the face of the bully, and then
it's just
the bully's gonna pound you into the ground, dude. Like it's not a good thing.
No, I mean, any conflict like that is never a good thing. No conflict is a good thing, you know, when it comes to this kind of things. And like you said, all it really does is damage the people in the middle that don't have a say and feel trapped anyway.
I do feel like if they specifically targeted nuclear facilities, there is a reason why they did it. Like some kind of intel, something came across and they're like, okay, we're going to have to do something about this. Because I don't think they would have brought that smoke. Like, I don't think that they would have done that unless there was a piece of intel that said that they need to do it.
From what I saw in chat, again, if I missed something, you can correct me or you can comment what I missed below. I believe Iran was potentially either pulling out of their nuclear deal with the US or Israel. I believe a big thing was like,
well, the nuclear accords that I think Obama has set up with Iran
in 2018
was a good program. It was a good, safe program that allowed them to kind of. But we all know what kind of the end result of that was, you know, being a nuclear power in the Middle East is kind of you're talking about a very tension heavy, very religious area for a lot of people, and again. There's a lot of innocent people caught in the middle of this, and this is literally happening as we're talking. Yeah. Like,
This is like developing breaking news.
And I'm just telling you, man, like so many things about the end of the world have been prophesized from this specific area that I'm like, God, dude, we are on the edge of it.
Can we get a break?
Yeah, we just need a break, man. Like, I know that world politics is difficult, right?
For sure.
Like it's hard, especially when we're talking about a lot of different
we can't
people,
even get our
a lot
own
of-
domestic politics right.
We just need to chill. Like, we need to chill, man.
It's been
we
6 months, guys.
More diplomacy, please.
All right, I want to end on a fun one.
Okay.
Because
All
I
right,
think
please.
this is very much, I'm sure you haven't seen this movie. It's definitely before your time. Remember the movie Catch Me If You Can?
Mm-hmm.
Leo, Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Great movie.
Great movie.
One of the movies I felt really like propelled Leo's career.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a fantastic movie.
Great movie. Florida man facing 30 years for impersonating a flight attendant so he could travel for free.
30 years?
Yeah, 30 years. Because I think they're like a federal employee.
Are they?
No, they'd be an employee of the airline. But here, I'll get to the details I have here. So he managed to get over 120 flights in before he was arrested. Tyrone Alexander booked free flights from 2018 to 2024 using a carrier's website. So like a United, like let's say he always flew United.
Right.
Well, he would have like the credentials of like an American airline attendant. So he would use those credentials to get on flights for free. And he did that for 6 years before finally somebody caught on to him. He was like,
6
You're done, buddy.
years.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Wow.
120 flights. He was doing some serious traveling.
I was like, you
Life's
didn't get
about
caught
travel.
for that.
I think if you get 100 without getting caught, you end it there.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think if you get 50 without getting caught,
Dude, if
you're
you get like,
okay, I
if you
did
got
it.
like 10.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say 10 without
Yeah.
getting caught. Is
But then
real
after probably
impressive.
like 10, he was like, dude,
I could keep
I've
going.
got the golden goose egg
See,
right
that's
here.
what it's always that story though. They get greedy.
Yes.
They keep on going. It's like, dude, there's a bad end to all of this.
Like one wasn't enough. You
Right.
had to keep going.
But I mean, like, if you're getting like free flights to Cancun, maybe you're seeing like Quebec for the first
Right,
time, maybe
yeah.
Toronto, maybe you're really exploring. I don't know. That's kind of cool. 30 years sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you got to see more in 6 years than probably a lot of people see in their entire lives.
Yeah, I was gonna say those 30 years. You saw a lot in those 6 years, more than anyone else.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
probably.
maybe it's like Catch Me If You Can. Instead, he's like, hey, I'll help you catch
help
the
you catch 'em,
scalper.
yeah.
Catch the scammers.
Let's take a little break and then we'll finish up.
All right.
Coming up next. Okay.
Okay. This break is brought to you by Frank Sierra Finish Carpentry and Sierra Door Supply, providing and installing all your doors, custom closets, and decorative molding needs. Now, just a little pro tip. We've had the luxury of working with Frank Sierra, and I got to tell you, their work perfect every time and incredibly fast and consistent. So whether you're in Tulare, Kern, Kings, and Fresno counties, the Sierras will come to you and offer excellent customer service and experience. Give a call to Anthony Sierra, your friendly neighborhood finish carpenters, for a free quote today at 559-623-3054. Thanks again for supporting the Do Over podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh God. I already see where this is going.
Oh no.
Okay, you ready?
Oh dear.
Hold on. All right. Is there any setup or
No.
no? Okay.
No. I just
Understood.
it's just one of those random videos you see and you're like, I don't know what my For You page is telling me, but Orc, you just want to get it rolling?
It might be the liquor talking, but god damn, Chef Boyardee can give me that Chef Boyardee IC code. Come on over to the Motel 6 and cook me some chowder in my clamp. Please cameo.
Oh my God.
In bio.
It makes it
Link
even
in bio.
link in bio. It makes it even better that she doesn't have teeth.
That's the best part.
That's what I was thinking. Like, she's like toothless lady.
She
She's
looks
toothless.
She
She's
looks
toothless.
like she would
Like
get like a can opener,
hopefully.
crack it just a bit, and drink it.
Oh my God.
God.
All right.
This one is
Good
stupid,
God.
but this one I find is just hilarious.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Ah! There's a wasp! Oh crap! No! What is that? There's a wasp! No, Epic Universe! Ah! Get away from me, wasp! Do not fly my ah! No! Get away from me! Oh no! Ah! Don't fly in my pants! Ah! It's right enough!
Well, and at one point, he loses it.
I think if it gets to is that, oh, look, there's Epic Universe.
Yeah, the wasp. And it just chases him. It follows him. It stays on the ride to really get that extra fear. Because, like, you have your arms are back here, so you can't fight it.
Awful.
You can't defend yourself.
Oh.
So this morning, go ahead and pause it. And you can turn it up if you want. So this morning, I wake up and Sarah's sleeping, and I'm like, you sleepy weepy? She's like, I'm like, okay. So I get ready to go. And I was supposed to leave like 15 minutes before, but Dylan got a pair of stilts.
Oh,
because she's been asking for stilts for a long time.
Okay.
All right.
So Sarah's sleeping, and Dylan and Taylor have been messing with these stilts, and they're learning how to use stilts. So obviously they're going to fall.
All right.
Right?
On.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Now, in our house, it's industrial modern. So there's a lot of like sharp corners and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Not
So
a lot of carpet.
No. So I'm like, honey, Sarah, I love you, but I got to go. And Dylan's on the stilts. She's like, I told her not to be. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but she is.
But she is, in fact, on the
she
stilts.
is on the stilts, and I got to go. So, like, basically, the two girls were just roaming around in the house.
Yeah.
But then Sarah sent me this video today. This just came in. Go ahead and press play. She's crushing it.
Okay.
She's learning.
Hang on. Baby Tay-Tay with the fittest of all fits.
I know.
Barbie cowgirl back there.
It's Barbie. That's her Barbie outfit.
She's doing good.
She's doing good.
She's got it.
She's getting that balance, man. She's getting it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that they got the little arm rails. So,
Yeah.
you're kind of walking like a.
They're like kid stilts.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But I mean,
Yeah.
that wasn't
Well, you're
bad.
not going to get her adult stilts.
Yeah.
Like, that's how she's going to break her
Not
neck.
yet. Not yet. Oh, do we have a voicemail?
You want to end on a voicemail?
Let's end on voicemail. We'll end on this really quick.
Is this the one you wanted? Or
I don't know. I think it's this one.
Well, hi guys, it's Stephanie. It's been a long time no talk. I just remembered this story that I hadn't thought about for freaking ever. One day, my grandma decided to go in and get carpal tunnel surgery, and instead of getting it done on just one hand, she got it done on both hands. Well, my great grandma was still alive at the time, and she was taking care of my grandma. But I guess that the first time my grandma had to use the restroom, she didn't think it through. And so she screamed from the bathroom at my grandma and she goes, John, how the hell am I supposed to wipe my ass?
Oh, Lord.
Happy Friday, guys.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
I mean, you're up here.
right.
You're stuck.
I love it.
How do you even get the pants
I
off?
don't know.
Yeah. All right.
It
Well,
was
I think
probably addressed.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good place to end it today.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for coming in, Little Lauren. Appreciate you for coming in.
Little Lauren.
Little Lauren, everyone. Hang on. There we go. That's how you should end it. Always on air horn. Couple of things. We want to thank the Jasons over at Summer Fox. Remember, brand new Summer Fox is now grand opening
In
today.
Tower.
Happening. Go check them out. Support the boys. They supported us. Great interview with them that you'll see Wednesday, or I guess now, or you've already watched it. So congrats to you. Also, you can find us all over Do Over Podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Patreon, the works. Like,
Everywhere.
subscribe. We're not asking for anything, just a like, a subscribe.
Yeah, just
that
a
goes
subscribe
a long way.
goes a long way.
Give us a follow. You can find me, Elliot Jams 13 on Instagram, Elliot Cams on Twitter or X or Twex. I don't know.
Whatever it's
Twinks.
called.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Until next week, I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. This has been the Do Over Podcast. Boy.
Bye.
Bye.
There you go. All right.